Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. I am Invincible as the Black Dragon boss at the start. Chapter 81. Tianling City. The resurrection point before the job transfer temple. With a flash of white light, Luo Linger's body slowly solidified. This proud girl who has always been cold and arrogant. At this time, the shock before death remained on his face. She couldn't understand at all how a third-rank professional would suffer such terrible injuries. To be able to smash the legendary barrier directly, and to kill her in seconds. Although her attack is enough to smash the legendary barrier. But, she has turned 5. As for Su Yang, it's only 3 turns. Could it be the reason for the 5-star 3 turn? Do not. It's definitely not just that simple. Her own first 3 rounds were all completed with 5-star difficulty. Therefore, she is very clear that it is absolutely impossible to exert such terrifying power with only 5 stars and 3 rotations. But, even so, Luo Linger still firmly believes that, if you do it all over again, if you win, you will be yourself. Su Yang exploded into trouble. As a beast master, she was not good at this kind of encounter. In addition, she never expected that Su Yang would dare to attack her, so she was not prepared at all. If both sides are fully prepared, it is absolutely impossible for him to defeat himself. Scumbag. A trace of disdain flashed in Luo Linger's eyes. Keep this loss in mind. If you meet Su Yang again next time, she will take the initiative. Avenge this time. The key now is not him, but 05, to find out how the woman subdued the black. By now, due to being 1 step late, I didn't see Su Yang get off the Black Dragon Athos with my own eyes. Luo Linger thought from the beginning to the end that the person who subdued the Black Dragon boss was Lilith. In front of the temple, fluctuates with the power of space. In the next second, Su Yang's figure appeared on the spot. He glanced around. Soon, then he found Luo Linger who was standing not far away. Just as he thought, a proud girl like Luo Linger. When you find yourself being crushed by others, there will be extremely strong self-doubt, and they will not leave so quickly. Sure enough, it was really at the resurrection point. And, according to Luo Linger's inference, Su Yang can be sure. She is absolutely not convinced. Her profession is the branch of Beastmaster. She would definitely think that she got away with it by sneak attacking. As long as you challenge her again and give her enough time to prepare, she will definitely accept the challenge. For the so-called, heaven's proud girl, like Luo Linger, Su Yang thinks she can handle it well. In order to verify their own ideas, Su Yang walked directly towards Luo Linger. Hey, come to Luo Linger, he yelled lightly. After seeing Luo Linger and seeing her own reaction, Su Yang knew that his guess could not be more accurate. Tut tut, it was a surprise at first. Then comes anger. The last is disdain. The expressions alternated in just a few seconds. Luo Linger's psychological activities are vividly expressed. Regarding this, Su Yang didn't intend to say anything more, and just got straight to the point. I know you're not convinced. Let's fight again. This time, let you prepare well. I lost, sorry. Apologize. Luo Linger frowned. From the beginning to the end, she didn't think she had done anything wrong. The name Su Yang, if not for these few encounters, she would never have heard of it. And she, Luo Linger, as Long Shaw's #1 Beastmaster genius. Looking at Long Shaw, who doesn't know, who doesn't know. She looks down on Su Yang, what's the problem? And also, did he really think so? Confrontationally and squarely. Can he beat himself? She admits, Su Yang does have some strength. This kind of strength far exceeds the upper limit of the rank. Even, it surpassed ordinary rank 5 professionals. But, there is also a gap between 5 revolutions. This gap cannot be bridged by anything. So, let's go to war. Luo Linger's eyes were indifferent. She will let Su Yang know. If he doesn't rely on a sudden attack, he is nothing. Challenge issue, agreement, immediately, from above the job transfer temple. A beam of light shot up into the sky. The radiance of the beams form an enchantment around the two of them. This is the protective enchantment issued by the statue of the transfer god. Any battles that take place within the city will be covered by the barrier if the combatant's level is above rank 3. The purpose is to avoid causing too much damage to the city. Certainly, In this way, naturally, it attracted the attention of countless people. They all looked at Su Yang and Luo Ling'er inside the barrier, guessing their identities. Soon, a passerby recognized Luo Ling'er's identity. Isn't that Luo Ling'er, Longshaw's #1 beast master genius? I've seen her in the news before. Luo Ling'er, the eldest lady of Tianji Pavilion, the young core member of Global Beast Familiar Association. I'll go. It's her. If I remember correctly, she seems to have already reached the 5th rank. The speed of promotion is so fast, she is the absolute pride of heaven. Who is that man? How dare you provoke her? Aren't you afraid of being targeted by Tianji Pavilion? The road is narrow. Young man, I guess he is full of vigor, and he didn't recognize the identity of Goddess Luo, so the boss. Speaking of which, Goddess Luo is much more beautiful in reality than in the reports. Brother, wipe your drool off. Just now I saw that someone went to notify Tianji Pavilion. This brother looks like he's about to suffer. In the enchantment, completely ignored people outside the enchantment. Luo Ling'er raised her proud chin. When I raised my hand, there were several true spirit barriers laid down. As a beast master, her main combat power is to control beasts to fight. Self-protection is the key that every beast master attaches the most importance to. Compared with her true spirit barrier, the legendary defensive barrier that she used hastily before is rubbish. Now the enchantment has been laid. She can be sure that even if she stands alone, Su Yang can't hurt herself. Thinking of this, Luo Ling'er's eyes fell on Su Yang, and said mockingly, "Fight squarely, without sneak attacks, you have no chance of winning. Also, I won't kill you either. I know that leveling is difficult for a person like you, so, after you lose, you just need to kneel down and apologize to me. An upright duel with no chance of winning. For a person like me, leveling is difficult. After losing, kneel down and apologize. Good guy." Su Yang couldn't help laughing out loud. Every word Luo Ling'er said. It seems to be the other way around. The only thing that makes sense. That's what she offered. After losing, kneel down and apologize. This is for someone like her. Perhaps it is more uncomfortable to let her suffer several death punishments than to kill her. Well, that's the way to go. Su Yang grinned. Take out the great sword that devours the dragon bones. What's that guy's weapon? It's too handsome. Day. This is a great sword forged from bones. Tajir is handsome. And look at the hilt. It looks like the head of a dragon. I just don't know what level this weapon is. Those who have the courage to challenge Goddess Luo should be rank 5, right? Are they using Xingyao level weapons? Such a handsome star level weapon. Envious of a hammer, envious of him being hammered by Goddess Luo later. Within the enchantment, watch Su Yang hold the sword. Luo Ling'er snorted lightly. Raising his hand, he summoned the main royal beast from the Yulu space. Level 107 Star Brilliance Tier Spirit Devouring Tiger. Level 112 Star Brilliance Order Ice Crystal Elemental Beast. Level 116 Star Brilliance Rank Lava Giant. When the 3 royal beasts appeared, even outside the barrier, the crowd of onlookers felt a strong sense of oppression. If it wasn't for knowing that the enchantment of the god statue could not be broken, the audience would have already retreated 100 meters away. Do you know the difference between me and you? There are more beasts like this in my beast master space. Why compare with me? The corners of Luo Ling'er's mouth raised slightly. Now, it has reached the part she is most familiar with. The opponent can't break through his true spirit barrier, and can only be controlled by himself to tyrannize the beast. Don't be too happy. Facing the confident Luo Ling'er, Su Yang smiled slightly. These 3 imperial beasts. Although it is the Xingyao rank. But it's not that kind of boss template monster. At best, it can be regarded as an elite leader template, and the worst is not a little fatter. If you want to, summoning Yu Wolf Spirit is enough to instantly kill 3 of them. But, Su Yang didn't intend to do that. The great sword of swallowing dragon skeletons just obtained. How familiar I am with the feel. By the way, make sure of your current combat power that does not rely on foreign objects. Thinking about it this way, Su Yang holds the great sword of devouring dragon bones. Step by step, he walked towards the 3 imperial beasts. Roar, roar, hash, roar. 17. Luo Ling'er's 3-headed beast. All looked at Su Yang warily. on Su Yang's body. They felt a strong sense of threat. The most important is Su Yang's pale gold eyes. I don't know why, but they actually have a sense of trembling from the soul. Lava Giant, activate lava armor, state, attack from the front. Spirit Devouring Tiger, activate soul bite, attack from the side. Ice Crystal Elemental Beast, unleash an ice storm. With 3 orders issued, even if there is some fear in my heart. But the 3 royal beasts still landed on the ground without hesitation. First, it was the lava giant who had completed the lava armoring. Pressing towards Su Yang like a hill, the lava armor flowing on his body was so hot that the ground melted. Magic Blade. Su Yang spat lightly in his mouth. Followed by a huge blue giant hammer appeared. Deal with the obviously thick armored monsters like the lava giant. Blunt strikes are the most effective way. Today, Su Yang's power attribute is as high as 5,962, and his spiritual attribute is as high as 4,267. Magic Blade with double attribute bonus, I don't know what kind of power it can achieve without. Go. As Su Yang pointed in his heart, the huge blue giant hammer came to the top of the lava giant. At this scene, Luo Linger couldn't help but smile contemptuously. I can think of using a blunt attack to deal with a lava giant with high defense, and my mind is still clear. But the gap in strength cannot be compensated by strategy. The lava giant's defense is much stronger than the legendary barrier. You can't break the defense. However, her voice just fell. That huge faint blue giant hammer. Then he slammed down on the lava giant. Boom! A huge earthquake came. I saw, under the heavy smash of the blue giant hammer. The action of the lava giant paused for half a minute. Immediately, it sank suddenly. It was directly smashed into the ground half a meter deep by the giant hammer. Strength is okay. Luo Linger frowned slightly. He is planning to command the lava giant to fight back. It can be next second. There are several clicks. Luo Linger's pupils suddenly shrank. I saw the lava giant, who seemed to be fine at first. In an instant, the surface of the body was covered with cracks, and almost instantly, it was torn apart. The lava, which was still hot at first, splashed down to the ground, gradually cooled, and turned into gray rocks. Silence, deathly silence. Look at the fragments that fell after the death of the lava giant. The audience was silent. Even if there is an enchantment, everyone can still feel the strength of the lava giant. That's the beast of the Xingyao rank. But now, didn't even take a blow. That seemingly ordinary hammer actually instantly killed that lava giant. Incomparably shocked. Those who had previously swore that Su Yang would be unilaterally abused by Luo Linger. At this time, his eyes were already wide open, and he rubbed his own eyes, his face full of disbelief. At this moment, one of the passers-by suddenly shouted, "I remember now. I just said why this guy looks so familiar. A few days ago, when I came to the job-changing temple, I saw him. At that time, I saw him holding the newly promoted priest of the transfer temple." There is such a thing. After hearing this, everyone showed shocked expressions. Since Bai Ling was promoted to the temple priest of Tianling City, the number of job changers received by the job-changing temple in Tianling City has directly increased a lot. The reason? It was because many people had heard that the newly promoted temple priest was extremely beautiful. Even more beautiful than those goddess-level characters in the famous Yu Yun. Therefore, everyone wants to go to the job-changing temple to see the beauty. But, if you want to meet the priest of the temple, you can only rely on luck. The vast majority of this group of people, so far, have never seen a single glance. I can only use other people's descriptions to imagine how beautiful a temple priest is. Now I heard the boy who was fighting Luo Linger. He even had such a past with the priest of the 21st Temple of God. Immediately, I felt very uncomfortable in my heart, as if my goddess had been blasphemed. Those passers-by who had no preference before all want Luo Linger to win. Just when everyone was heartbroken and howling ghosts and howling wolves. In the job transfer temple, Bai Ling's figure slowly appeared. At this time, she was wearing the light golden temple priest dress. Compared with when he was not promoted, he looked even more holy and beautiful. Since the last time I had that incident with Su Yang in front of the transfer god statue in Dongling City. For some reason, Bai Ling became more and more beautiful. At this point, just standing there, it directly attracted everyone's attention. Neither those who have seen ghost nor those who have not. At this time, everyone was fascinated by watching, and stood there blankly. It's really beautiful, facing the eyes of everyone. Bai Ling ignored it. After last time, she has truly become Su Yang's exclusive priest. Not just functions, but also body and heart. Just now, she was guided by the statue and learned that Su Yang had come near the temple. I just didn't expect. Are you fighting someone else? That girl. It was the last Red Moon invasion. Someone who tried to snatch the Red Moon crystal nucleus. After that time, Bai Ling has found out her identity. Luo Linger, the daughter of Tianji Pavilion. A young core member of the Global Beast Familiar Association. Known as Longshaw's #1 beast fencing genius. The first 3 rotations are 5 stars, the 4th rotation, and the 5th rotation are all 4 stars. From this we can see Luo Linger's strength, even if it is in the 5th revolution. It is definitely the best. Lord Brave, but just completed 3 turns. To be able to compete against it, and gain an advantage. Shocked by Su Yang's strength, Bai Ling's eyes were full of admiration. Woman, they all have the instinct to worship the strong. Even Bai Ling is no exception. This scene, into the eyes of others. It directly broke their hearts. I didn't expect, that guy actually has something to do with the priest of the temple. In enchantment, it seems to have a feeling. Su Yang glanced in the direction of the job transfer temple. Naturally, he noticed Bai Ling standing there, smiling softly at her. Luo Linger, who was still shocked by the death of the lava giant. Her keen sense of fighting brought her back to her senses in an instant. Try to seize this opportunity and defeat Su Yang. The spirit-devouring tiger, who was connected with him, quietly approached from the flanks. Then it moved towards Su Yang, opened its bloody mouth, and bit it away. In an instant, Su Yang, who was still smiling at Bai Ling last second, the great sword devouring dragon bones in his hand. The backhand as to slash towards the spirit-devouring tiger. Pooh! With the sound of blood gushing out, the head of the spirit-eating tiger fell into the distance. The body fell heavily to the ground, making a loud bang. Simply neat. Spike. The sword body of the devouring dragon bones is huge, even close to the height of a person. But in the hands of Su Yang, the smooth operation directly stunned everyone. Buzzing. Death of the devouring tiger. Let Luo Linger grit her teeth. Command the Ice Crystal Elemental Beast to release the Ice Crystal Storm. Now that I was deflated from head to head. Then, use magic attacks to get back the spot. Even star-level elemental monsters. Ice Crystal Storm released by Ice Crystal Elemental Beast. Reach the terrifying power of legendary skills. Luo Linger is very clear. Su Yang is a melee class. For long-range magic attacks, he has no effective countermeasures. However, when Lurling saw, a mocking look appeared on Su Yang's face. Her heart trembled violently, as if she had fallen into a trap set by a hunter. Facing the raging ice crystal storm that gradually condensed, Su Yang stretched out his hand slowly. Then, give it a light grip. Breaking magic. Face the spell type skills. If the mental power is higher than the target of the spell, disintegrate its magic skills directly. And double return. Today's Su Yang, the spiritual attribute has reached a terrifying 4,264. Far surpassed Ice Crystal Elemental Beast by a large margin. Therefore, destroy all magic. Take effect. The ice storm that was about to rage towards Su Yang. In an instant, in a way that Luo Linger couldn't understand, it quietly disintegrated. Just when Luo Linger's eyes flashed with confusion, the ice crystal storm, which is twice as powerful as before, condenses again. However, the target of the attack has changed from Su Yang to herself. Boom, 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 an endless storm of ice crystals. Heading towards Luo Linger and Ice Crystal Elemental Beast. The original twice the power returned, under the increase of Extreme Dao Shuangshou, has increased by 462% again, reaching an exaggerated 9 times increase. Even Ice Crystal Elemental Beast, as an ice attribute monster, can reduce ice attribute damage to a certain extent. But this exaggerated to the extreme damage increase still caused its blood bar to drop rapidly. Even the true spirit crystal condensed in front of Luolinger was trembling. What is this? Isn't he a close combat professional? Luolinger was completely shocked. She had no idea why Su Yang was able to unleash the same skill. Moreover, the power of the skill has also increased countless times. Confusion, shock, came to my heart together. But when she came to her senses, pupils shrink sharply. See, Su Yang doesn't know when. Past the raging ice storm. We have come to the front of the true spirit knot. Look at that behind the enchantment. Luolinger looked dull. Su Yang raised the bone-devouring sword in his hand. The magic blade that killed the lava giant in an instant, at this moment, merged into one of them. Double destruction blade. The great sword that devours bones fell above the true spirit barrier. This is the true spirit enchantment. It has always been Luolinger's biggest reliance. In her opinion, as long as the true spirit barrier is not broken, then she is firmly in an invincible position. But when the great sword that swallowed bones fell, the terrifying energy exploded instantly. Let the true spirit enchantment, which is strong enough to withstand the full attack of the 6th rank, be covered with cracks in an instant. Next second, click, like a mirror, it shattered suddenly. Shattered with it, and Luolinger's previous self-esteem. Just staring blankly at Su Yang in front of him. Luolinger's expression was dull, her mouth was slightly opened, and her mind was blank. Lost, even if it is upright. Even if you are fully prepared, it is still lost. Lost to a third rotation guy. Puzzled and perplexed, suddenly came to Luolinger's heart. Even now, she doesn't know why she lost. You lose. Su Yang looked at Luolinger calmly. Quote. Luolinger opened her mouth. But he didn't say a single word. I just said that. If you lose, kneel down and apologize. Luolinger came back to her senses. It was difficult to accept the fact that I had failed. But making her kneel down and apologize is absolutely impossible. Stop. The word, don't even think about it, has not been uttered yet. Luolinger felt her shoulders sink. Su Yang's hand pressed on her shoulder. What do you want to? Plop. Before she finished speaking, Su Yang's foot swept lightly. Luolinger suddenly lost her balance. He knelt down with a bang. Those slender jade legs, naked, suddenly knelt down. The knee was scratched and bleeding. Luolinger was in pain, but bit her lip, not letting herself make any sound. Look at me. Su Yang's voice is very soft. Seeing that Luolinger didn't respond, then he stretched out his hand and roughly pinched Luolinger's cheek. Lift up her beautiful face. The few times you saw me before, you always had this kind of superior demeanor. That kind of disdain and contempt disgusts me. So, let you kneel today. It is to let you also experience the feeling of being looked down upon by others. Understood. Luolinger closed her eyes. Biting his lips, tears welled up in his eyes. A sense of humiliation and shame surged into my heart. Has she ever experienced such a feeling of being humiliated? However, Su Yang just said coldly, "Don't bother me in the future." Let go of this sentence. Let go of Luolinger's face. Turning around slowly, under the stunned gaze of everyone around, he walked towards Bai Ling. And at this moment, there was a roar. Boy, stop. A roar. Let Su Yang temporarily stop. Turning around, looking at the person who came. A mighty large number of people. It is the question group people. Zhou Tai, who was the leader, had a gloomy and terrifying expression at this moment. Earlier, someone came to Tianji Pavilion saying that the lady was fighting with people in front of the temple. Zhou Tai didn't care about this at first. In his opinion, there are almost no people in Tianling City who can pose a threat to miss fighting. It should be a unilateral crush. But as a supervisor, even if he is not needed, he should be there too. This is called the board. But when he really came here, he saw the figure kneeling not far away. It can be said that he was shocked and angry in his heart. Surprised, is it because Miss is so strong that she will be defeated by others? Angry, because that person is so audacious, he dared to force the young lady to kneel down. Is there something wrong? Facing the angry, secret quest group people, Su Yang asked casually, his expression still indifferent. If it was placed before, he might be a little afraid of the strength of this group of people. But now, after a lot of strengthening, in addition, the most critical thing, dragon-slaying heart unblocked. Su Yang's current strength has reached a rather terrifying level. This group of 5 turn 1. His strength is not a little bit worse than Luo Ling. If you really want to do it, you may not be able to take them all down. Even if you can't, the big deal is to use the scroll of forbidden spells. Who is afraid of whom? See Su Yang's attitude. The corners of Zhou Tai's eyes twitched slightly. But at this moment Luo Ling was still kneeling there. Zhou Tai gritted his teeth, and was about to step forward to help the young lady up. But before Zhou Tai approached, Luo Ling, who kept her head down all the time, making it hard to see her expression, uttered a word coldly. Cold, extremely cold, even with Zhou Tai's strength. At this time, it was like falling into an ice cellar, and the footsteps suddenly seemed to be filled with lead. Luo Ling stood up slowly by herself. On the white knees, 2 bright red bloodstains pierced the ears. But her face was peaceful. In the eyes, there is no slight fluctuation. Go back. If you lose, you lose. No one is allowed to find trouble with him. These words were spoken to Zhou Tai and the rest of the secret exploration group. After finishing speaking, Luo Ling's eyes met Su Yang's. The previous anger, unwillingness, humiliation and shame are all gone, only peace remains. I will remember you. We'll meet again. After finishing speaking, he didn't look back. He sat on the world spirit horse that stepped out of the void. Disappeared in the sight of the crowd. After Luo Ling left, the atmosphere at the scene froze for a while. The most affected by this farce is undoubtedly Tianji Pavilion. But due to Luo Ling's order before leaving, it is clear that no one is allowed to trouble Su Yang. Zhou Tai could only clenched his teeth and gave Su Yang a hard look. After warning everyone present that they are not allowed to disclose what happened today, they left with them. Secret quest. After everyone left, people who just witnessed the whole process. At this moment, everything seemed to be in a dream. Luo Ling, the eldest lady of Tianji Pavilion, a young core member of the Global Beast Familiar Association. Not only was he crushed, but he was even forced to kneel. What kind of fantasy is this? If Commander Zhou hadn't warned everyone not to disclose what happened today, this will definitely become the biggest news of Longsha tomorrow. Master Brave, Seeing Su Yang walking towards him, Bai Ling called out softly. There was a slight smile on Su Yang's face, and he asked jokingly. Did I strike too hard just now? Bai Ling shook his head. Won't. I know Mr. Brave. Master Brave is a very nice person, and his character is also very good. The reason why you did it like that must have your own reasons. You still know me. Su Yang smiled, looking at Bai Ling's beautiful face. I couldn't help stretching out my hand and pinching it, it felt surprisingly good. It was just this scene that caused the people who hadn't left to vomit blood immediately. Please, this is the priest of the temple. What a holy existence. The dream goddess of countless people. You actually pinched your face with your hands. More importantly, the priest of the temple did not even resist. There was even a blush on her face. God, okay, I still have something to do, I'll get to work first, see you later. Okay, goodbye, Mr. Brave. After leaving the career transfer temple, Su Yang returned to the previous Black Dragon Fortress. Here, Wei Ming, the Lord of Tianling City, and a group of people from the Job Transfer Association are waiting. No way, Su Yang has already been considered a giant by them. No one dared to move until he came back. Only Su Yang found out, except for the people just now. There are also some fresh faces. Sakura man. Look at the traditional cherry blossom costumes worn by those people. There was a little surprise on Su Yang's face. Wei Ming noticed Su Yang's gaze, leaned close to Su Yang and explained in a low voice. Boss, they are from Sakura country. The youngest girl is Mikiko Asuka, who is known as the #1 genius of the Sakura kingdom. This time she came to Tianling City. She was originally trying to subdue the Black Dragon, but yesterday the Black Dragon boss was promoted to the Weiyu rank, so it was temporarily ignored. I didn't expect to be subdued by you, boss, they probably made a futile trip. Sakura country's #1 beast master genius. Su Yang's expression was a little strange. Luo Ling, who was educated by him just now, is still Longzong's 10th beast guardian. Why all of a sudden, all of them came here to try to subdue the black dragon? By chance? Or, is there any particular reason? Just as Su Yang silently wrote it down in his heart. When the time comes to prepare to ask Bai Ling. Not far away, Mikiko Asuka saw Su Yang. He was taken aback for a moment, and then quickly trotted over. She arrived when Su Yang was away. Like Luo Linger, Ben mistakenly believed that Lilith was the one who subdued the black dragon. Later, it was Wei Ming who told her that the boss who subdued the black dragon had left temporarily and asked her to wait. Tomorrow Mikiko trotted to Su Yang. With her petite stature, standing in front of Su Yang, she had to tilt her head slightly. Hello, my name is Mikiko Asuka. Talk to the big boss who tamed the black dragon. Make Asuka Mikiko a little nervous. But she couldn't wait to ask Su Yang for advice. So when he finally opened his mouth, he seemed a little stumbling. To this, Su Yang just smiled and responded. Well, hello, my name is Su Yang. The same beast master genius. She is obviously more polite than Luo Linger. This gave Su Yang a good first impression of this cherry blossom girl named Mikiko Asuka. I want to ask you for advice, and to subdue my own experience. In the middle of speaking, Mikiko Asuka suddenly stopped, with a hint of apology on her face. No, this is the secret of every beast master. I'm not a beast master. Su Yang shook his head. Confess directly. Heard the words. Asuka Mikiko opened her mouth slightly. His big eyes blinked, as if incomprehensible. No, Beastmaster. How did you subdue the black dragon? Wei Ming on the side. At this time, it was like seeing a ghost. There was a strong shock on his face. Original. He thought Su Yang was some giant from Global Beast Familiar Association. Result now 1. Su Yang said that he is not a beast master. Not a beast master. How did you subdue the black dragon? How many top beast masters in the world? Everyone dreams of being able to tame a giant dragon. But so far, there is only one success story. It is also the most gentle white dragon among the giant dragons. Result. The black dragon, the powerful creature called by Global Beast Familiar Association, is the least likely to be subdued. Was subdued by a non-beast master. If this gets out, then it must not directly shock the world. Facing the shock of the crowd, Su Yang didn't want to explain too much. He just planned to prepare a case for Hailong. In order not to use it as a mount to go to any city when you get it, you will be directly descended as a boss, causing panic. At this moment, Mikiko Asuka timidly asked. Then, can I report your matter to my teacher? Your teacher? Su Yang asked curiously. Wei Ming, who recovered from the shock, quickly explained. Boss, this Ms. Mikiko, like Ms. Luo Linger, is a member of Global Beast Familiar Association. Her teacher should be a senior member of the Global Beast Familiar Association. Hearing this, Su Yang cast a approving look at Mikiko Asuka. Asuka Mikiko understood and nodded slightly. City Master Wei Qian Nuohao is right, my teacher is one of the 9 giants of the association. Being able to subdue the black dragon, I think. The association should invite you to join. Join Global Beast Familiar Association. Su Yang felt a little nonsensical, and shook his head lightly. You can report, but I'm not a beast master, how could I join your association? No. Asuka Mikiko shook her head like a rattle. Looking at Su Yang seriously, he said word by word. You subdued the black dragon. Although you are not a beast master, you are the most talented beast master. It seems a bit confusing. By the way, in your Long Shaw's old saying, it means, the master is the teacher. I believe the teacher will definitely want to ask you for advice. Su Yang was speechless for a moment. According to what Mikiko Asuka said just now, her teacher is one of the 9 giants of the Global Beast Familiar Association. So at the very least, he is also a rank 8, or even rank 9 beast master. Ask yourself how to tame a dragon. What can I say about myself? Could it be as tricky as fooling Lilith? Athos, the black dragon conquered by charm. Pure bullshit. Just thinking about it, suddenly, a reminder came from my mind. Ding. After screening to the next stage, the boss trace host should deal with it as soon as possible. Screen to the next stage boss. Su Yang was overjoyed. After killing Black Flame Wings earlier, the system began to screen for new bosses. I didn't expect it to be quite efficient. It's done so quickly. A boss with a higher rank than Black Flame Wings. There is some expectation in my heart. Think about it. Su Yang looked at Wei Ming. City Master Wei, please inform the people in Tianling City. In order not to cause unnecessary panic when I descend to Tianling City on a black dragon. What? Wei Ming was stunned for a moment, but quickly figured out the meaning from Su Yang's words. This boss who subdued the black dragon, is he going to live in Tianling City? Good guy. No wonder it is said that the stronger the boss, the more approachable he is. Only those half buckets of water are the ones who hold their heads high and shake the loudest every day. After subduing the black dragon, he didn't think about the things that caused panic. Immediately, Wei Ming said with great admiration. Okay boss, I will directly arrange for someone to make a citywide announcement. Don't worry. Su Yang nodded slightly and said nothing more. Turn around and take the black dragon Athos, and fly towards Tianling City. After Su Yang left, Wei Ming looked at the shadow of the giant dragon in the sky that day and was filled with emotion. If only he could own a giant dragon mount sometime. However, he knew very well that this was a dream. Even the top beast masters in the world are trying to subdue the dragon. Not to mention that he is such a layman. When I came back to my senses, I looked at Makiko Asuka. Miss Makiko, now the black dragon has been subdued. I have already reported it to Elder Li, and he told you to go back to Dragon City first, and then discuss the follow-up matters. Okay, all right. Makiko Asuka nodded. He also looked at the black dragon slowly disappearing into the sky with some envy and reluctance. 980. Tianling City. All citizens have received notifications from the official. Attention citizens. The Black Dragon Fortress secret realm within Tianling City has been cleared. The Black Dragon boss among them was subdued by a big boss. Please don't panic after seeing the Black Dragon. Such an announcement immediately detonated everyone's nerves. Everyone who saw this notice was in shock. What shocked them was not that someone cleared the Black Dragon Fortress, but that the one who cleared the level actually subdued the Black Dragon boss. The giant dragon is the most difficult and powerful existence to subdue. This is common sense that almost everyone knows. Even if you are not a professional beast master, you have never doubted it. Back then, the genius beast master from Eagle Beauty Federation subdued Beilong. But it caused a sensation all over the world. Now, someone actually subdued the black dragon. The difficulty of the two is not at the same level at all. It is certain that it will not take long for this matter to ferment rapidly, and thus become a global explosive headline. And, because of this shocking miracle, it was done by Long Zhenren. For a while, even though this matter had nothing to do with everyone, it made them feel a sense of pride. You know, the people from the Eagle America Federation had been bragging for a long time, saying that the people from the Eagle America Federation were the most talented. Now, slap your face. How difficult is it to tame a white dragon, compared to taming a black dragon? At the same time, everyone is also guessing, which big brother subdued the black dragon. Long Sha has quite a few members in the Global Beast Familiar Association and even has 3 giants. Is it true that the meat is among those who subdued the black dragon? CBDG. Tianling City. A large shadow fell. Pedestrians on the road are covered. Made them raise their heads. Look, black dragon. Grass. So handsome. Oh my god. You can feel the power of a dragon just by looking at it. Is this the oppressive feeling of a heavy dragon? Have you seen the boss above? I have to pay my respects to the boss. I see it, but I can't see it clearly. There seems to be a girl on the black dragon. What's all the fuss about? A boss who can subdue the black dragon, let alone one girl, even 10 girls is not uncommon. All go. Did you find out? That black dragon is about to land. Boss, is he going to stay in Tianling City temporarily? I really want to go over and take a look, but I dare not. Who dares? The bosses pay more attention to personal privacy, so don't be slapped to death by the black dragon. The villa previously purchased by Su Yang. It is located in a relatively remote area of Tianling City. After the black dragon Athos landed on the open space next to the villa, Su Yong ordered him to wait outside the villa. Anyway. In fact, Su Yong is not the kind of person who likes to show off. It's just because he is not a beast master. There is no accompanying talent of the beast familiar space. Naturally, there was no way to bring the black dragon Athos into the beast familiar space. Pretend is not my wish, it is all forced. Is this where you live? Getting off the black dragon, Lilith looked at it curiously. Well, are you used to it? Su Yong asked with a smile. As an elf princess, before being plundered to the black dragon fortress, she should live in the resplendent elf king's court. This villa is already quite luxurious for ordinary people. But compared with the palace of the elven king's court, it is definitely nothing. It's fine if there's something you're not used to, Lilith said with a smile. This made Su Yong slightly surprised. Some girls are obviously very ordinary, but they have princess disease. This real elf princess, on the contrary, looks very satisfied. Go inside and pick any room you like to live in, I still have some things to deal with. If you need anything, you can call the maid for help. Alright, get on with your work. Finished. Lilith happily went to choose her room. Seeing this, Su Yong returned to his room, ready to start dealing with the new boss. Room. The anticipation in my heart is getting stronger and stronger. Just the first boss has benefited him a lot. Soaring level, dragon blood enhancement, dragon slaying heart, black dragon family, bone devouring sword. So, what kind of surprises will this stronger boss bring to him next? In this anticipation, Su Yong called out the system, ready to initiate the first connection. Ding. Matching successful. Concurrently serving as boss, Devil Abyss boss original Sin Lord God rank. The connection has not started yet. Just looking at the name information given by the system, Su Yang's heart paused for a beat. Then it beat violently. Demon Abyss. Lord of Sin. God class. To know. The global unified implementation of the general rules for class division promulgated by the Job Transfer Temple. For rank 5 and below, every 20th level is one turn, which is collectively referred to as the normal stage. Above 5 revolutions, 1 revolution every 50 levels, that is, 6, 7, and 8 revolutions, that is, Xingyao, Weiyu, and Liang, collectively referred to as the legendary stage. Going up, surpassing the existence of the Liang class. Realize the qualitative change and sublimation of the real-life level. Only by completing the so-called trial of God can one become a demigod. Afterwards, only by passing the ascension to the God rank can one achieve the God rank. But this time, matched, it turned out to be the boss of the God rank. This span, is it too big? It's just amazing. The corners of Su Yang's mouth could not stop rising. Just a black flame wing of Xingyao rank. Let him complete such a gorgeous transformation. So this time, how will he grow up? In this anticipation, Su Yong chose to connect. Devil Abyss. This is not a dungeon mystery. Rather, it is a supergiant subspace rift similar to Elf Country and Giant Dragon Country. However, the connection between Devil Abyss and the human world is more similar to a dungeon of a secret realm. Each country has a unique entrance. From this entrance, you can enter Devil Abyss. Starting from the first floor, continue to explore and fight down. Kill demons, gain experience, get rewards, and get all the props that can make professionals become bloody. But at the same time, the difficulty of Devil's Abyss can be said to be quite high. Just the first floor. Among them, the level of demons averaged at level 40. That is to say, the starting difficulty is a gold level copy. And that's just the first layer. With the continuous improvement of the number of layers, the strength of the demon is getting stronger and stronger. So far, the deepest record of humans exploring Devil's Abyss is 386 floors. This record is maintained by a joint group composed of Dharma God Ring, Night Temple, and other SSS level guilds. Devil Abyss extremely deep. Here, how many layers are there? No one knows, because no one has ever been able to get here. Even in other abyss layers, a large number of demons are everywhere. But here, there is almost no figure of any demon. At this time, in that endless darkness, that quietly suspended above the ancient throne in the void, there is a faint light group that lights up. Then, the light cluster slowly condensed into Su Yang's figure, sitting on the endless throne in the void, like a king overlooking everything. This is Su Yang, who just finished connecting. Some blankly looked at the endless darkness all around. Those originally light golden eyes turned into mysterious black and purple lines. The giant dragon bloodline, which can be called the top bloodline, was tightly suppressed at this time, unable to reveal the slightest bit. Here is the devil's abyss, muttered softly. Those purple-black eyes, as if enough to pierce the darkness. Wrong, it should be said, even in the dark. They are all afraid of being stared at by Su Yang. This is one, where Su Yang's eyes are. Around oneself. Surrounded by 7 thrones, only. These 7 thrones are all under him. Just like the 7 kings, respecting one emperor together. There are 3 thrones, silent and gloomy. The remaining 4 are shining with ancient and mysterious purple-black lines. This is Su Yang's eyes narrowed slightly, although no one sits on these thrones. But it somehow reveals a sense of familiarity. Never mind, Su Yang looked away temporarily. Let's take a look at your current template first. Devil Abyss Boss Original Sin Monarch God Order. Introduce the ruler of original sin. The king who rules over the Devil's Abyss. Behind the endless curtain of darkness, he sits on the throne of the king, ruling, the king of the 7 original sins. When you solidify the abyss, the king of the abyss is also staring at you. The ruler of original sin. Ruler, the king of the abyss. For Devil's Abyss, Su Yang's understanding is limited to a little sporadic knowledge in school. He only knows that Devil Abyss is different from ordinary dungeon secret realms, and is more like a super large subspace like Dragon Kingdom. Moreover, the difficulty of the challenge is far greater than that of ordinary secret realms. Did not expect. The boss that I am concurrently serving is this time. It turned out to be the ruler of Devil Abyss. I don't know which layer of Devil's Abyss I am in now. Searched in my mind. It turns out that I have no memory of this. It seems that I have been at the bottom of this Devil Abyss. The Lord of Original Sin rules the 7 kings of Original Sin. Original Sin, 7 deadly sins. His eyes fell on the 7 thrones around him. And many more. Could it be the 7 thrones? Is it the throne of the so-called king of the 7 original sins? But why are you alone here now? With a little confusion, Su Yang continued to the panel. Attributes: 523,213. 343,221. Speed: 234,958. Resistance: physical resistance, 80%. Fire elemental resistance, 80%. Water elemental resistance, 80%. Dark element resistance, 100%. Light elemental resistance, -30%. Su Yang, is this the god rank? 3-dimensional attributes, up to hundreds of thousands of points. I'm afraid it's not just a skill. You can destroy a city at will. As for resistance, the resistance of black flame wings is 80% double immunity. This original sin monarch is similar, but the resistance to dark elements has reached 100%. Only light element resistance, well, it is considered a weakness, with a 30% increased damage. But, such an exaggerated attribute, what is this damage increase worth? Then continue to look down. Talent characteristics. Power omniscient king, nothing that happens in the abyss can escape your control and perception. Power lord of original sin, the king is immortal, and the king is immortal. As the original sin monarch, you can revive the original sin king infinitely. Cooling period, 30 days. Power source of demons, any demon left in the abyss can be resurrected through it. Su Yang, is this the gold content of the abyss king? These powers are simply outrageous one by one. King omniscient. Being able to allow oneself to grasp all the information that happened in the entire abyss. Lord of original sin. As long as you don't die, you can revive the original sin king infinitely. The only limitation is the 30-day cooling off period. The source of the devil. This is even more outrageous. As long as there is any demon in the abyss, I can complete the resurrection through it. Doesn't that mean, want to kill myself, only by killing all the demons in the entire abyss? But this, is it really possible for humans to do it? If I remember correctly, it is positive so far. The record of the deepest layer of Devil's Abyss is held by a team united by multiple SSS super guilds such as Dharma God's Ring. But from the deepest level of the Devil's Abyss, I don't know how far it is. If you want to kill me, it is possible unless the top powerhouse in the world is promoted again. Otherwise, it will not pose any threat to me at all. But then, I want to complete the first kill and connect to the next boss. When will I have to wait? Su Yang smiled helplessly. Immediately, attention shifted to one of the 10 abilities. Lord of Original Sin, resurrection of any Original Sin King. Looking at the 3 gray thrones around him. If my guess is correct, the Original Sin King corresponding to these 3 thrones should have been wiped out. If so, the ability of Lord of Original Sin is now available. Try it. Su Yang stretched out his hand slowly. Aim at one of the thrones. Power. Launch. Endless darkness. Go to the throne. Slowly over time. On the throne, a group of chickens gather together. Its body exudes an endless terrifying aura. Finally, the darkness dissipated. On the throne, the purple-black lines reappeared. The corresponding King of Original Sin completed the resurrection. The King of Original Sin Gluttony Beelzebub. Gluttony. Su Yang's eyes fell on it. Originally, Su Yang just wanted to continue checking its information. But I didn't expect just such a glance. The King of Gluttony exuding an endlessly powerful aura. His body started to tremble violently. He got off the throne and knelt down to Su Yang in fear. The Great Monarch, thank you for your gift. I'm too weak. Su Yang, I can tell. This guy is really afraid of himself. But it seems that my guess is correct. The 3 dark thrones correspond to the eliminated Lord of Original Sin. The Lord of Original Sin. The strength is absolutely impossible to be weak. Can only say, Dharma God Ring in such a huge organization. The powerhouse he has is still too terrifying. When I came back to my senses, I looked at this glutton again. The horns of the devil on the top of the head. Horrible and ferocious countenance. The breath of evil power. All of them are standard for demons. The only special. It is its bloated and fat figure. And on that stomach, there is a huge mouth full of fine and sharp teeth, which is quite uncomfortable. Gluttony symbolizes endless devouring. This image is quite consistent. Scorching Sun rank 7 deadly sins boss Gluttony Beelzebub. Attributes: HP 2000 W. J 62,271. 45,632. 24,313. Resistance. Liang stage. After seeing this information, Su Yang couldn't help being stunned for a moment. How is this going? It stands to reason. As the Original Sin Monarch of the God rank, shouldn't the strength of the 7 Original Sin Kings under him start at the demigod level? Frowning, Su Yang continued to read. Innate ability. 7 deadly sins Gluttony Beelzebub is in endless hunger, and will devour any non-demonic creatures to fill himself up and keep getting stronger, the upper limit God level. I see. Su Yang understood. As the Lord of Original Sin who symbolizes the sin of gluttony, Beelzebub needs to be constantly devoured to become stronger. This point is somewhat similar to the black dragon Athos who has the blood of the ancient devourer. Only, Gluttony Beelzebub the highest can grow to God level. And, because of his absolute domination over the Lord of Original Sin. So don't worry about the threat it will pose to you after it grows to the God level. Gluttony King offering any target devoured by Beelzebub will permanently lose 2% of its attributes, and these attributes will be dedicated to the Great Original as a king's tribute. It's okay to see the previous feature. After all, that's just a characteristic that makes Beelzebub stronger. But, this ability is called Gluttony King Gong. On the other hand, you can provide yourself with 2% of the attributes of the objects Beelzebub devours. If the Original Sin Monarch is supplied from above, it will not have much effect. But if this is the body enshrined to oneself, so, can't I take off directly on the spot? As the boss of the Fierce Sun rank, one of the kings of the 7 Original Sins. Those who have the opportunity to challenge Beelzebub must be job changers of the Fierce Sun rank. Don't look at the value of 2% as not much, but you have to know that the Fierce Sun rank corresponds to the 9 rank job changer. Su Yang doesn't know exactly how high their attributes are, but they are definitely not low. Even if it is 2% of the attribute, it is definitely extremely impressive. Su Yang, with excited eyes, is planning to continue to learn more about A. But suddenly, the soul sent a response. On the other side of the main body, it seems that someone is knocking on the door. Su Yang frowned slightly, before making the connection. He had told the maid before, unless it is an extremely urgent matter, you are not allowed to disturb yourself. Forget it, anyway, there will be plenty of time in the future. Think about it. Su Yang's eyes fell to Beelzebub. In the darkness, came the majestic order of the Supreme King. Beelzebub, return to the place you are guarding. Waiting for my next call. This time, don't let me down. Follow the king's order, Beelzebub replied tremblingly. But in my heart, I breathed a sigh of relief. It originally thought that it would be punished by the monarch. But unexpectedly, the monarch let himself go. Looking towards the rest of the thrones on the edge. Lust and greed, are they all dead? The monarch was the first to be resurrected, and it turned out to be himself. Great Lord of the Abyss. This is the value and trust in yourself. Thinking of this, Beelzebub couldn't help swearing in his heart. I must make those humans pay the price. Offer the richest offering to the king. Watching Beelzebub slowly disappearing before his eyes. Through power omniscient king, Su Yang sensed that Beelzebub had gone to the 100th floor of the abyss. The 100th floor of the Devil's Abyss, is this where Beelzebub was guarding before? After thinking for a while, Su Yang cut off the connection with the Lord of Original Sin. In the room, Su Yang opened his eyes. That feeling of being in control is gone. It made him feel a little sad. No wonder so many people in ancient times wanted to be emperors. The kind of absolute domination of the king, the power of absolute domination. It's really addictive. I don't know when I will be able to reach the strength of Original Sin Monarch. I looked forward to it a little bit. Su Yang got up and went to open the door. Outside the door, the maid explained the situation to Su Yang. It turned out that it was when Su Yang was connected to the Lord of Original Sin. The news about him subduing the Black Dragon spread throughout Longxia at an unimaginable speed. Wrong. It should be said that it has spread all over the world. It caused a sensation in the world of beast control. As the most powerful and brutal race among giant dragons, the ability of the Black Dragon to be subdued undoubtedly broke the previous assertion of the Global Beast Control Association, and it is enough to become the most important milestone in the beast control world. Of course, regarding the authenticity of this news, many bigwigs from the Beastmaster realm raised doubts. After all, this is so shocking, so much so that if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I couldn't believe it at all. In this regard, the authority of the Beast Familiar World, Global Beast Familiar Association, directly issued an announcement. One of the giants of the association who is currently in Longxia will come to visit this genius of beast control who turned out to be born out of nowhere, 493. Just now, Wei Ming, the city lord of Tianling City, received the news that the giant will arrive in Tianling City in a while, so he came to report in advance and is waiting outside the villa. The giant of the Global Beast Familiar Association. Su Yang's heart skipped a beat. Originally, his plan was to complete his 4th rank mission after familiarizing himself with the new boss. After all, now he has reached the full level of 80, and the experience has overflowed quite a lot. Unexpectedly, the giants of the Global Beast Familiar Association were shocked. This is a real boss. After letting the maid go down, Su Yang came outside the villa. I saw the city lord Wei Ming who was waiting outside. Meet Su Yang. Wei Ming quickly stepped forward to meet him. How long will it take for the giant from the Beast Familiar Association to arrive? Su Yang asked casually. Wei Ming looked at the time. It should be soon, 10 minutes at most. Tianji Pavilion. Luo Linger was packing up her things. She was about to leave Tianling City and head to the southwest region. She came here originally to try to subdue the Black Dragon. Now that the Black Dragon has been subdued, she naturally has no reason to stay here. Next, she will go to 9 Rivers City in the southwestern region. There is a Silver Dragon secret realm. If she can successfully tame the Silver Dragon, then she can get a ticket to Dragon Spirit's secret realm. The fiasco of the battle with Su Yang has completely shattered her original self. Let her understand that no matter how high her talent potential is, But until this potential is transformed into real strength, it is nothing. Therefore, she needs to enter the dragon spirit's secret realm to improve her strength. Just thinking about it, suddenly, Luo Linger paused. Turning to look at the door, I don't know when. A naive middle-aged old man stood silently at the door, looking at Luo Linger with a smile. Old Luo. A trace of shock flashed in Luo Linger's beautiful eyes. Hey girl, long time no see. The old man called Luo Lao was named Luo Dashi. Don't look at the name, sounds ordinary, but in fact, he is one of Longshaw's 3 giants in the Global Beast Familiar Association. As one of the top beast masters in the world, he comes and goes without a trace on weekdays. I search all kinds of rare and exotic animals all year round, and I can't see them at all. Old Luo, why are you here? Luo Linger, who recovered from the shock, asked instinctively. But soon realized that his question was a bit redundant. The reason why Mr. Luo came to this second-tier small town. Apart from the mysterious beast master genius who subdued the black dragon, what else could there be? Thinking of this, Luo Linger felt a little lonely. Once upon a time, she was the one who was honored as Long Zhen's number 1 beast guard heavenly squad. But now, there is a mysterious genius beast master who subdued the black dragon. Obviously, this title is about to change hands. Unaware of Luo Linger's abnormality, Luo Dashi just grinned. It's a pity, girl. I heard from old Zhao that you came here to try to subdue the black dragon, but you were robbed by someone. This is your posture. Are you going to try to subdue the silver dragon? The old Zhao in Luo Dashi's mouth. His name is Zhao Kun, and like Luo Dashi, he is one of the 3 giants of Longsha in the Global Beast Familiar Association. At the same time, she is also Luo Linger's teacher. Yep, the black dragon has been subdued, so I want to try the silver dragon. The difficulty of the silver dragon is much lower than that of the black dragon, but the potential is better than that of the red dragon. Dragon Spirit's secret realm is about to open, there is not much time to waste. Hearing this, Luo Dashi chuckled. Don't rush to leave, anyway, that place has already been taken over by your Tianji pavilion and no one else can enter. Speaking of which, Lao Zhao is not in Longsha now, he knows you are thin-skinned, so he insists on taking you to meet that mysterious genius, saying that he wants you to extract sperm from him. www. Luo Linger was silent for a few seconds. It can only be said that the teacher still knows her very well. According to her personality, it is absolutely impossible to ask the mysterious girl who subdued the black dragon for experience. But, now that the teacher has said so, after all, Luo Lao came here in person. It would be wrong if she didn't go again. Okay, then I will trouble Lao Luo. Ham, what's the trouble? Old Zhao promised to give me a golden toad. Cough cough cough, go, let's not make people wait too long. As one of the giants of the Global Beast Familiar Association, it should have been an incomparably noble status. But at this time, he was worried about making Su Yong wait for a long time. On the one hand, it can be seen that although Luo Dashi is a giant, he doesn't have much heirs. On the one hand, it is also because of the achievement of subduing the black dragon, that Su Yong is extremely important in the eyes of Global Beast Familiar Association. Quote, Horizon. There was a clear bird song. Immediately, a gigantic flame bird flew across the sky. The long fire tail dragging on the tail makes it look like the vermilion bird in Longshaw's myths and legends, attracting the attention of countless people. But in fact, it is one of Luo Dashi's mount beasts, Weiyuji, Qiang bird. I'm coming. Looking at the giant flaming bird that was slowly falling towards this side that day, Wei Ming said excitedly, as the city lord of the secondary city. It was the first time for him to welcome such a distinguished guest. This is the giant of the Global Beast Familiar Association. A big man who stomps his feet and makes the dragon tremble. Thanks to the boss, Wei Ming was able to show himself in front of such a big man. It was different from Wei Ming's excitement. Su Yong looked calmer. Mainly one, he is not a beast master either. Waiting here is just to give face to the giants of the Global Beast Familiar Association. It's impossible. The other party wants to invite him to join the Global Beast Familiar Association, right? Then it's more complicated. Thinking about. In the sky, the giant flame bird fell slowly. The black dragon Athos, who was crawling not far away, raised his head and glanced at it. Although the current black dragon Athos is only at the star level. But in you beast, rank is often more suppressive than equal rank. This is not just such a glance. The red sun bird was about to fall to the ground. As a result, it flapped its wings and hovered in the air for a long time. I can see. It's really scary. Enter Chiong bird. Cough cough cough. Luo Dashi coughed lightly. You, forget it after stewing it, forget it, go back. Take Chiong bird back to the beast familiar space. Luo Dashi grabbed Luo Linger, jumped down and landed on the ground. His gaze stayed on the black dragon Athos not far away for a long time. The tisk tisk sound in his mouth didn't stop. Can only say. As a beast master, subdue a dragon, literally a career dream. What's more, it's still a black dragon. It is said that a man is a teenager until he dies. Although Luo Dashi is in his 70s this year. But who can refuse a black dragon that looks cool and blows up the sky? Compared with his feathered Chiong bird, I don't know how handsome it is hundreds of times. Reluctantly looking away, Luo Dashi brought Luo Linger to Su Yang. Wei Ming, who had already silently prepared several times of words in his heart, hurried forward. Old Luo, my sire Wei Ming, Lord of Tianling City. This is the genius beast master you always want to see, he is the one who subdued the black dragon. Following Wei Ming's words, Luo Dashi's eyes fell on Su Yang, and his eyes lit up. What a handsome guy. Heroes have been born since ancient times. The ancients do not deceive me. It seems that it is about the same age as Luo Yetu. To be able to subdue the black dragon, such a genius, why have I never heard of it before? Only, see Su Yang's frown slightly. Luo Dashi was a little puzzled, and asked with a smile. Why, brother doesn't welcome the old man? Luo Dashi's words brought Su Yang 5.7 back to his senses. Withdrawing his gaze from Luo Linger, he smiled and shook his head. Old Luo misunderstood, It was just a surprise to see someone I knew. Acquaintance. Now it was Luo Dashi's turn to be dumbfounded. He had never seen the boy in front of him before. And many more. It seems to have thought of something. Luo Dashi turned his head to look at Luo Linger beside him. I saw. Luo Linger was staring at Su Yang blankly at this moment. The beauty in the eyes is not to see the anger, resentment, or unwillingness of the enemy. Rather, shock, the ultimate shock. She had always thought so. The mysterious beast master genius who subdued the black dragon is that girl. Result, it turned out to be Su Yang. At this moment, Lu Ling's heart fluctuated. Even stronger than being forced to kneel and humiliate by Su Yang at that time. You can say it this way. The previous kneeling. And being humiliated by Su Yang pinching his face. They didn't break through Luo Linger's psychological defense. It just made her desire to become stronger more and more intense. But now, when you know, the black dragon was subdued by Su Yang. She's completely off guard. So you knew each other before. See the reactions of Luo Linger and Su Yang. If Luo Dashi realized something, his face was cheerful. It's a good feeling. I originally wanted this girl to learn from you and learn more about how to subdue the dragon. Since you know each other well, shouldn't I be the middleman? Talking and talking, Luo Dashi sensed something was wrong. The expressions of these two. Why do you feel something is wrong? At this time, Wei Ming knew about the gap between Su Yang and Luo Linger. Glancing at Su Yang, then at Luo Linger, he dared not speak. Luo Dashi noticed this, and pulled Wei Ming aside. You know what happened to them too. That is like this. Facing a giant, although this giant seems to have no airs. Personality and temper are also very good. But a giant is a giant. Wei Ming didn't dare to hide anything. Then he revealed the conflict between Su Yang and Luo Linger at that time. Hearing this, Luo Dashi frowned slightly and nodded. He also knew about Luo Linger's character. This girl. Because of good background, beast familiar talent is better. From childhood to adulthood, he was almost always held by others. What's more, that guy, old Zhao, is always spoiling her, which may lead to her personality a little arrogant. This time, when I met someone who refused to let her go, this kind of thing would naturally happen. Generally speaking, it was Luo Linger's fault. Thinking of this, Luo Dashi returned to the side of the two, softly coughing dryly. Girl, just now City Lord Wei told me about your affairs. This matter, after all, is your fault in the end. Your character, you should have changed. However, you are a student of Lao Jiao after all, so I definitely can't control you. In this way, if you are willing to apologize to Su Yang, then this matter will be over like this. Brother Su, do you think it will work? I do whatever I want. Su Yang didn't care about that. At first, he only planned to ask Luo Linger to apologize. It's just that she still had that superior attitude at that time, which led to Su Yang's tough actions later. This giant of the Global Beast Familiar Association looks unassuming and approachable, and Su Yang has a good impression of him. In addition, Su Yang is not the kind of character who cares about. If Luo Linger offered to apologize to him, then he has the right to sell Lao Luo to save face. Otherwise, it seems a little petty. Girl, what do you say? Luo Dashi looked at Luo Linger again. Sorry, old Luo. I cannot do it. I'm not feeling well. I'm going back first. After finishing speaking, Turner left just like that. This made Luo Dashi, who had always had a good temper, couldn't help frowning. This girl, if you don't change your temper, you will suffer a lot in the future. But, now that Luo Linger has left, then he was naturally helpless. He could only look at Su Yang and shook his head. This girl is like this, Brother Su, please forgive me. To this, Yang just smiled faintly. As long as she doesn't mess with me, I'm not that interested in paying attention to her. If she provokes me, then I will definitely continue to teach her some lessons. Quote. The corners of Luo Dashi's eyes twitched. Good guy. What is edge? This is edge. Previously, he thought that this Brother Su was easy to talk to, now it seems that he was mistaken. But, skip these topics for now. The main purpose of Luo Dashi coming here this time is. It is to verify whether the previous rumors are true. Now, the black dragon lying not far away is the best proof. Then, the following is the result of the discussion in the association. Brother Su, you are the first person in the world to subdue a black dragon. Through discussion, our association has decided to invite you to join our Global Beast Familiar Association. Do you have this idea? Su Yang, Really, the matter of subduing the black dragon by himself. Still too legendary. He actually directly let a super organization like Global Beast Familiar Association throw an olive branch to himself. To this, Su Yang could only smile helplessly, and confessed. Old Luo, I'm not a beast master, I shouldn't be able to join your association. Hey, what's the matter, it's all trivial. Wait, you're not a beast master. Luo Dashi, who was still smiling all over his face, directly performed a face-changing second. He looked at Su Yang in shock. I was speechless for a long time. Until a while later. Luo Dashi swallowed his saliva, and said with lingering fear. Brother Su. Are you kidding? Old Luo, I'm really not joking. As he said that, he revealed his professional information on the panel. Warrior Demon's secret weapon. After seeing Su Yang's career information, Luo Dashi was completely dumbfounded. Although he didn't know what kind of professional branch Demon Spirit Secret Wu was. But I can still recognize the 3 characters of warrior class. Then what? You wait. Let me take it easy. Luo Dashi took a deep breath and walked to the side. Then opened the communication panel. A message was sent from the face of the guild ghost. Long Sha Giant Luo Dashi. I have seen people, and it is true to subdue the black dragon. Long Sha Giant Zhao Kun. Then why are you still in a daze? Did he agree to join us? Eagle Beauty Federation Giant Trangton. Our association is the strongest beast master organization in the world, and he has no reason to refuse. Europe Giant William Smith Luo. Congratulations to Long Sha, another talented beastmaster is about to be born. Eagle Beauty Federation Core Backbone Verlia. After so long, someone finally subdued the dragon as well. Long Sha Giant Luo Dashi. He is not a beastmaster, he is a warrior professional. Long Sha Giant Zhao Kun. Eagle Beauty Federation Giant Trangdong. Continental Giant William Smith. Eagle Beauty Federation Core Backbone V Area. Siberia Kitahara President Carolina. Looking at the question marks all over the screen. There was only a wry smile on Luo Dashi's face. To be honest, if not to see it with my own eyes. He also couldn't believe that a non-professional beast master could subdue the black dragon. Not to mention the black dragon, even if it is other giant dragons, Erlia is the only one in the association who has subdued her. Longsha giant Luo Dashi. So, how should I say it? Longsha giant Zhao Kun, no matter what kind of professional he is, to subdue the giant dragon, who else in the association can do it besides Virlia? Eagle Beauty Federation core backbone Vieria. Sakura giant Higashimura Taro. My student Asuka Makiko told me that boy is indeed not a beast master. Continental giant William Smith, to add, or not to add, this is a question. Siberia Kitahara President Carolina, how about this? Use the status of honorary member, invite him to join, and then vote. Voting. Yes 10, against 0. Siberia Kitahara Chairman Carolina. Alright, Luo, go talk to him. Honorary member enjoys all guild benefits, and does not require him to admit any responsibility. All he needs to do is to explain to us how to subdue the electric dragon. Continental giant William Smith. Dear President, the beautiful Miss Virlia once explained it to us, but we all seem to have failed. Continental giant William Smith has been banned by the President. Turned off the guild chat. Luo Dashi walked back to Su Yang. Brother Su, we discussed it in our association just now. It is said that you can be named as an honorary member and enjoy all guild benefits at the same time. Hearing this, Su Yang asked back. Then what do you need me to do? He knows very well that there is no free lunch in the world. To enjoy the benefits of the guild, you must pay something else. Cough cough cough. Luo Dashi coughed lightly. Actually, there is no need for anything special, you can just give us a few lectures on how to tame the dragon. Not many people, just 10. Su Yang, if I remember correctly. Global Beast Familiar Association, there are 9 giants in total. 10 people, should it be plus a president? This. To be frank, it's not that Su Yang doesn't want to. The main reason is that his method of subduing the Black Dragon Athos is an unconventional method. How is this a lecture? But, guild benefits for SSS level guilds. That is absolutely coveted by countless people. Even Su Yang is no exception. Thinking of this 537. Su Yang suddenly had a bold idea. Old Luo, you can give lectures. But the problem is, I can't guarantee that the content of the lecture will be helpful to you. Harm, what is this? Luo Dashi waved his hand indifferently. You know the Virlia from our association, right? Before you, she was the only person in the world who subdued a giant dragon. She also gave lectures in the association, but it didn't help. Anyway, just try it. Besides, just because you can subdue the black dragon, it is indeed enough to join our association. I heard. The corners of Su Yang's mouth raised slightly. He showed a sincere and bright smile. That line, I would like to join. See Su Yang willing to join. Luo Dashi suddenly smiled. Success. Then let's go to the job-changing temple. No problem. Su Yang nodded. Turning around, he planned to take the Black Dragon Athos to the job-changing temple. Hey, because the old second. Luo Dashi stopped Su Yang. What's wrong? Su Yang looked puzzled. Then what? Can you let me try to ride a dragon? Luo Dashi laughed. Looking at the Black Dragon Athos, eyes are shining. In this regard, Su Yang will naturally not refuse, even a little inexplicably happy. The giant of the SSS level association looks like a little old man who has never seen the world in front of him. Thinking of this, I grinned. No problem at all. At the same time, when Su Yang was going to the career transfer temple, planning to join the Global Beast Familiar Association. Dragon City, Kyoto, Warden, London, capitals of many countries. At this time, they all received urgent messages from their respective countries' Devil Abyss expedition team. The content of the information was very short, but it directly ignited the attention of the high-level officials of various countries, making them unable to sit still. The content of the message is almost the same, as follows. There is a special abnormality in the Demon Abyss. The king of original sins who has been killed, Gluttony Beelzebub, has been refreshed repeatedly. The reason is unknown. Demon Abyss, king of original sin Gluttony Beelzebub, resurrected. This news may seem brief, but the sensation and reaction it caused was surprisingly large. The reason is, there is currently a global consensus. That is the legendary True Spirit's secret realm. That is to say, the dungeon bosses of Xingyao, Weiyu, and Liang ranks are all real existences, and they will not be refreshed repeatedly after being killed. As one of the top bosses of Devil Abyss, king of original sin gluttony Beelzebub, actually resurrected after being killed. Isn't this a violation of the current copy mechanism? Therefore, after hearing the news, high-level officials from all over the world have sought an explanation from the Professional Transfer Temple. As the leader of the world after the advent of the game, the authority of Temple of Job Transfer is still unshakable. In the past, whenever something happened beyond people's knowledge, Job Transfer Temple would come out and give detailed answers. But this time, inquiries sent by high-level officials from various countries to the Professional Transfer Temple, but didn't get any clear answer. This abnormal behavior of the Professional Transfer Temple let the top leaders of all countries realize that things are not good. Could it be that the real spirit boss that appeared this time was revived abnormally? Even the Professional Transfer Temple doesn't know the reason. Holy City. Ever since games merged with reality, job-changing gods descended from various places, and selected specific people became the first priests of the temple. Temple of Job Transfer was thus established, in order to show respect for the Professional Transfer Temple. After the decision of the United World Conference, the center of the world, an area of Eurasia, was divided and presented to the Professional Transfer Temple. After hundreds of years of development, this place has become a holy place for job changers, the holy city of job-changing temple. Within the holy city, the world's largest statue of a job-changing god. It is several times larger than the Statue of Liberty owned by the Eagle America Federation. Standing in front of the job-changing temple, the chaos shrouded in it exudes an endless mysterious atmosphere, blurring space and blurring time. Before the statue, a woman is standing. The woman is so beautiful that she can't even describe it in words. The gorgeous golden priest's long dress set off her holy and noble temperament. The crown on the head is more shining than any king, perfectly embellishing the neck that is as smooth and white as the sky. In his hand, the magic staff engraved with mysterious patterns all over the body, and several supreme gemstones exuding endless magic power are inlaid on the top, as if it has the power of a god. Saint Euphemia Vega, the current holy high priest of the temporary transfer temple. As the supreme leader of the Professional Transfer Temple, her origin, identity, and strength are all unknown, since she has never left the holy city. Therefore, it is also difficult to see when she makes a move. The only time, it was 10 years ago. The president of Dharma God Ring, the strongest mage in the world who has completed the 9-rank trial of God, and successfully promoted to the rank of demigod, Augustin. Trying to challenge her, I want to see how far my own strength has reached. The final result, it is in front of the holy city gate. Unleashed countless forbidden spells, but even the defensive light shield released by the holy high priest could not be broken. Since no one dared to question the authority of the Temple of Job Transfer. Even as the president of Dharma God Ring, Augustin directly spoke. The entire Dharma God Ring is willing to maintain the stability of the world under the guidance of the Job Transfer Temple. Anyone who dares to show disrespect to the Professional Transfer Temple will be regarded as disrespectful to the Dharma God Ring. Sworn at the same time as out. There are also top-level associations of major professions such as Night Temple, Shadow Hunting, and Indestructible Battlefield. At this time, Euphemia, the holy high priest of the Professional Transfer Temple, on that suffocatingly beautiful face, a faint trace of worry and uneasiness flashed across. This worry and uneasiness comes from the news of the resurrection of King of Original Sin Gluttony Beelzebub in Devil Abyss. Not only the high-level leaders of various countries, but even the giants of a group of SSS-level associations want to know the truth of this matter from her. But, even her, it's not even clear what's going on. Thinking of this, Euphemia gently put her hand on the statue of the job-changing god, and slowly closed her eyes. Idol, your representative, Euphemia Vega, the third holy high priest, asks for your blessing. Please sprinkle the divine radiance, give me the eyes of insight, witness the coming of the endless dark abyss, and let me spread the guidance of the holy light. Sing softly with the mouth. On the statue of the transfer god shrouded in endless chaos. It exuded a sacred and shining brilliance, slowly falling towards Euphemia. Absorbing the power of holy light from the job-changing statue, Euphemia slowly opened her eyes. The blessing from the god statue made her beautiful eyes dotted with stars of holy light, as deep and mysterious as the universe. This is the Eye of Insight. With the Eye of Insight, Euphemia looked at Devil Abyss. Ignoring distance, seeing space, ignoring time. It penetrated the endless darkness and the surface of the abyss, and looked all the way to the deepest part of the abyss. There, Euphemia saw it. 7 thrones exuding endless evil aura. 5 of them are covered with purple and black mysterious lines. The remaining 2 statues were dim and lifeless. This is the throne of the king of the 7 deadly sins. As the holy high priest of the transfer temple, she has a deep memory of the current crusade against Devil Abyss in the world. The existing deepest crusade record is 386 layers. Among them, for every 100 layers of crusade, you will encounter a king of original sin. The 100th floor, Gluttony Beelzes. The 200th floor, Lust Asmoya. The 300th floor, Greedy Mammon. This is the king of original sin who has been killed so far. It was supposed to just disappear from the world, but in the end, Gluttony Beelzebub unexpectedly revived inexplicably. This also corresponds to the fact that above the 7 thrones, the 3 that should have been dim have become 2. What exactly caused its resurrection? Euphemia's gaze slowly fell to the center of the 7 thrones. There, what is worshipped by the endless darkness and the king of the 7 original sins is an even more ancient and mysterious throne. With just one glance, Euphemia, who was double blessed by the holy light and the Eye of Insight, felt a sense of suffocation inexplicably. The body of the holy high priest trembled slightly. She loomed over the throne. Saw a blurry phantom. Powerful, evil, ancient. These words flashed through Euphemia's mind. She must see better. The tip of the staff in Euphemia's hand. Those supreme gemstones exuding endless magic power gradually lit up. At the beginning, just one lighted up, and the condensed barrier was enough to resist the destruction curse released by Augustin. At this time, they turned on at the same time. This is enough for Euphemia to see more clearly. Euphemia saw it. The existence that sits high on the throne of endless darkness. Looks very different from other demons. It turned out to be a human boy. A.B. Haven't seen the face yet. Demon Abyss. Endless bottom. In eternal darkness, the 7 ancient thrones float quietly. Together they worship the supreme throne in the center. At this time, one of the 7 thrones, a frightening purple light slowly lit up. Immediately, a figure slowly appeared here. This is a woman who is beautiful enough to eclipse everything in the world. Even more beautiful than Euphemia, coupled with the 6 pairs of wings exuding endless darkness on the back. It makes her look even more unique and unspeakably beautiful. The woman snorted softly, looking to a certain place in the dark void. The indifferent and beautiful face is full of arrogance and contempt. Those who dare to spy on my king. Between words. When he raised his hand, a terrifying magic circle fell down. Cover the 7 thrones and the highest seat in the barrier. After all this is done, she turned around and knelt down on one knee. The arrogance and contempt on his face were swept away. Instead, it's the endless frenzy on that beautiful face. My high king, please forgive my presumption. Your servant has returned without permission. I just want to isolate those who dare to peep. On the high throne, endless silence. It didn't affect the fanaticism in the woman's eyes at all. She knew that the Supreme King was still in a weak sleep. Otherwise, even if it is the eyes of the gods, can't get here either. In the endless dark silence, the woman reluctantly returned to her own throne. When the faint purple light on the throne lit up, the figure slowly disappeared. Her gaze fell to the 2 gray thrones on the side. Arrogance and contempt resurfaced. 2 trash. Holy city. The job-changing god De Li Hao is like before. The divine brilliance gradually faded away. The holy light in Euphemia's eyes faded away. The effect of the Eye of Insight also disappeared together. The blessing of the statue, most importantly, still needs to be supported by her own mighty power. But just now, the enchantment set up by the woman who appeared suddenly, made her cave eyes impenetrable. Euphemia's beautiful eyes were full of shock. The king of original sin, arrogance, Lucifer, divine order. This is the last message seen by the Eye of Insight before the formation of the enchantment. It turns out, it's a god rank. At present, the gluttony, greed, and lust that have been killed are all demigod-level existences. In this way, an existence that can be served by the original sin king of the god rank. Who will it be? In Euphemia's mind, there is always the phantom on the high throne. At this moment, the statue of the job-changing god that had been silent before. Suddenly, a beam of light soared into the sky. Followed by fires in front of the main shrines located in the capitals of various countries. The job-changing statue, which was also shrouded in chaos, also lit up beams of light soaring into the sky. Under such a spectacle, all job changers around the world, all received such a message. World Boss appears. World Boss, original sin monarch, appeared in the abyss at the bottom of Devil Abyss. Defeat the 7 original sin kings under the rule of the original sin monarch. There is a chance to drop unique -point limited artifact rebellion series weapons -1. This series of weapons is the necessary equipment to kill the original sin monarch. According to the improvement of the job transfer star, the probability of dropping after killing is also increased accordingly. Killing the world-class boss will open a new expansion pack, God's long rank, so stay tuned. All professionals around the world, they all received the announcement from the job-changing statue. Almost everyone was stunned, looking at the text on the notice at a loss. This is still, since the advent of the gaming era, the first world-class boss to appear. Before that, there was a demigod-level boss. However, even if it is a demigod-level boss, it has not reached the level of a world-class boss. In this way, how strong is this world-class boss known as Original Sin Lord? Could it be? Is it a god rank? But so far, the highest level in the world. It's just a rank 9 demigod level. Only the major guild leaders of those supergiant SSS guilds have reached this time. In this way, the power of the demigod rank. How can I kill a god-level world boss? To know, the template of boss is quite scary. If it is one-on-one of the same rank, job changers have no chance of winning at all. That's why, it is mainly in the form of guilds to conduct team battles and attack bosses. But now the highest combat power in the world is rank 9 demigod, but this world-class boss named Original Sin Monarch as a god rank. For this seemingly unsolvable challenge, soon someone reacted. Although the Original Sin Monarch is a god rank, but the king of the 7 original sins under his command, it should not be a god rank. As long as you can defeat them by 130, you will get the so-called unique -point limited artifact rebellious series weapons. It should be the key to being able to kill the world-class boss Original Sin Monarch by leapfrogging. But about this rebellion series weapons, judging from the announcement issued by the job-changing idol, the higher the job transfer star, the higher the chance of killing Original Sin King to drop. I don't know how much this probability will increase. If the increase is a lot, it means that ordinary job changers may not be able to obtain this series of weapons. For a while, countless people lamented. After all, among job changers all over the world, nearly 99% of the people can only complete job transfer tasks with 3 stars or below. The remaining 1%, the vast majority, can barely complete the 4-star job transfer task. Those who can complete the 5-star job change are definitely rare. As for those who can complete 5-star job transfers in a row, then I don't know if there is 0.00001%. It is said that Augustin, the current president of Dharma God Ring, the most talented mage professional since the advent of the gaming era. It seems that 7 5-star job transfers have been completed in a row. The subsequent 8th and 9th rotations are all 4-star job transfers. But everyone is self-aware. Kill Original Sin King. Raiders Original Sin Monarch. It was not something they could relate to. For the vast majority of people, it is almost enough to be able to make a gold book or a platinum book in a lifetime. Let's leave this kind of world-class boss to those real bosses. Before changing jobs to the idol, Euphemia came back to herself. The beautiful eyes looking at the statue are full of shock. This is still, since she was the holy high priest. This is the first time that such a huge change in the world has occurred. Such a change occurred 3 times in the history of the temple. The first time, the advent of the game era, the expansion pack, arrival. At that time, the upper limit of job transfer was 4 transfers, that is, the highest level was 100. The second time, Elves Kingdom, Giant Kingdom, Dragon Kingdom and other super giant subspace kingdoms appeared, the expansion pack, race. After this time, the upper limit of job transfer has been raised to 7th, and the highest level limit is 250, which is the Blazing Sun rank. The third time, it is a special expansion piece, Red Moon. From then on, there will be Red Moon coming from time to time. Job transferees who have completed 5-star 3-stage transfer or above will encounter Red Moon Invasion. Moreover, after unlocking the 8th and 9th ranks, one can obtain the Divine Power and complete the God's Trial. As for now, a new piece of information, advance to the gods. Is this going to open the 10th turn, the real god level? While thinking, the high priest with a job-changing temple walked quickly to Euphemia's side. Holy High Priest. The high-level leaders of various countries, as well as the presidents and giants of the major SSS-level guilds, request you to hold a meeting to discuss matters related to this world boss change. I see. Euphemia came back to her senses and nodded slightly. Now the world-class boss appears, and it is related to the next stage of expansion pack. She is also planning to hold a meeting to see how to conduct a world-class boss strategy in the next period of time. Tianling City. Job Transfer Temple, the room where the job-changing statue is located. Bai Ling is helping Su Yang go through the corresponding procedures to join the Global Beast Familiar Association through the idol. To be honest, when I first learned about it, Bai Ling was in a daze. Subdue the Black Dragon. This is something that no beast master in the world can do. It was completed by Su Yang. Also because of this. Invited to become an honorary member of the Global Beast Familiar Association. Although Bai Ling is used to the miracles created by Su Yang. But this time, he was deeply shocked. Naturally, the love and admiration for Su Yang became deeper and deeper. When Bai Ling went through the membership procedures, Su Yang is listening to Luo Dashi's introduction about the details of Global Beast Familiar Association. Just suddenly, 2 people, including Bai Ling. Everyone froze for a moment. This is because they also received the global announcement from the statue of the transfer god. Look at the announcement sent by the job-changing statue. Su Yang's eyes gradually become more exciting. Own, became a world-class boss, and kill the king of original sin. Is there a chance to get unique limited CCEB Determination Artifact Rebellion series weapons? Su Yang also has this unique hyphenation point limited type of weapon. That is the Swallow Dragon Skeleton Greatsword obtained after killing Black Flame Wings. As long as you kill the dragon, you can grow without limit. But if you want to grow to the artifact stage, it is probably a little far away. However, this Rebellion series weapon was originally a divine weapon. That is definitely extremely strong. No wonder it is a necessary weapon to kill yourself. At the same time, the higher the transfer star Rebellion series, the higher the drop rate of weapons. If there is such a description. Generally speaking, non-5-star transfer job transferees. It is estimated that there is no hope of getting it. Anyway, if you want to complete the first kill against the original Sin Monarch. So, do you want to get the Rebellion series? And many more. Suddenly, a bold idea generated in Su Yang's mind. Let his eyes suddenly become hot. Own, possesses dual identities of boss and job changer. If you use the identity of Original Sin Monarch to kill Original Sin King, can they also drop Rebel series weapons? My own job transfer star is already very high. In addition, I can also use Power Lord of Original Sin to resurrect Lord of Original Sin. It's like getting stuck with a bug, you can directly swipe repeatedly. Complete the collection of the whole series. I seem to have discovered something incredible. Just when Su Yang was getting a little short of breath because of this possible bug, Luo Dashi beside him patted him on the shoulder. Brother Su, I may have to go first. The president called me to a meeting. Anyway, you have already joined the club, and other things will be discussed later. No problem. Su Yang came to his senses and understood. In a second, Luo Deufu was in the room. Now, Only Su Yang and Bai Ling are left in the room. Master Brave. The formalities are completed. Bai Ling just recovered from the shock of the world announcement. I plan to inform Su Yang that she has completed the formalities. But as he was talking, he suddenly found that Su Yang's breathing was inexplicably heavy. She didn't know that Su Yang was excited because he found a bug. I thought it was because there were only the two of them in the room. Immediately, 2 touches of blush appeared on the beautiful face. Su Yang, who was already very excited, turned his head. Seeing Bai Ling's shy look, I didn't have that kind of thought before. Sorry about the job transfer idol. Just pretend you can't see it. Beyond the holy city, several figures fell down. Some of them exude a terrifying aura of coercion. Even just standing there is enough to make people daunting. Some people look ordinary, just like an ordinary person. But, regardless of their appearance or breath, nothing can change the fact that they are the strongest in the world today. Almost all the people who came here at this time were the presidents and giants of the major SSS-level guilds. But, even if they are both top powerhouses, there are still layers of distinction. The strongest, be the president of the major associations. E.g., Ring of the God of Law President, 9 turns Elemental Destroyer Augustin. Night Temple President, 9 turns Judgment Judge Bo. Graham. Immortal Battlefield President, 9 turns Extreme Tyrant Tang Zan. Global Beast Guardian Association Chairman, 9 turns Master of Royal Spirits Carolina. These people are the top fighters in the world today. Just one. Even so, they still stood outside the holy city and waited. They did not enter the holy city until Euphemia, the holy high priest, came and invited them to enter the holy city. It can be seen from this. How terrifying is the authority of the professional transfer temple. The holy city job transfer temple round table hall. The presidents and giants of the top associations sat in their respective positions. In the center of the meeting, there are a series of holographic light curtains, which are connected to the offices of the top leaders of various countries. Although after the advent of the game era, the influence of individual strength has been greatly enhanced, but the strength of the country still cannot be underestimated. Not to mention, the giants of the top associations all come from different countries. First they are people from various countries, and then they are members of the association. At this time, as the convener of the meeting, Euphemia looked around, looked at the crowd, and spoke slowly. Earlier, everyone has received the news of the Devil Abyss mutation. The king of original sin gluttony Beelzebub that was killed has been resurrected. Now it seems that the resurrection of king of original sin gluttony Beelzebub is related to the world-class boss original sin monarch. Following the guidance of the statue, only by killing the original sin king and obtaining the rebellious sin series of weapons is it possible to complete the killing of the original sin monarch. The higher the job transfer star, the greater the drop chance of this series of weapons. This means that if you want to increase the chances of obtaining the rebellion series of weapons, then the terminator of the boss must be completed by a high star job changer. Saying this, Euphemia's halo sees the lords. Everyone who can sit here is a top combat force in the world today. Although there is a slight difference in their job transfer star ratings, the difference is not that big. After all, able to complete 5-star job transfer. It means that no matter in terms of talent or ability, they are all dragons and phoenixes. And only such a person can continue to improve and become stronger in the follow-up. Those professionals who are satisfied with 2-star and 3-star career changes often may not be able to reach 4-level career changes in their entire lives. So, now comes the question. Devil Abyss. There are a total of 7 original Sin Kings corresponding to 7 Rebellious Sin series weapons. Quote, how should the 7 Rebellion series weapons be distributed? When Euphemia posed this question, the audience was silent. Yes, a total of 7 King of Original Sin. 7 Rebellion series weapons. But 9 turn demigods exist in the world today. But not only 7. Who should be the Terminator? Who should hold the Rebellion weapon? No one here is stupid. It's clearly written on the announcement of the job change statue. Rebellion series of weapons are necessary weapons to kill the world-class boss Original Sin Monarch. This will mean that the 7 people who possess the Rebellious Sin series of weapons will be the ones who will receive the richest rewards after killing the Original Sin Monarch. Then I got in touch with the new expansion pack that arrived after killing original sin monarch God's long step. Just in case, the reward for killing original sin monarch is in. There are key props that will help, ascension to the gods, in the future. Then wouldn't it mean that those 7 people who possess the rebellious sin series of weapons would be one step ahead of the others, ascension to the gods? God-level power. It is not what everyone can imagine. But they know very well. A demigod rank cannot be compared with a god rank. Regardless of the fact that the development of the world is relatively stable for the time being. But once a god rank appears, who can guarantee that such stability will not be broken? When a person has the power of a god above all, who knows what he will do? By then it's even hard to say whether the profession transfer temple can continue to maintain absolute authority. As long as there is a successful person who ascends to the gods and makes some outrageous actions, the whole world is likely to fall into chaos. Therefore, regarding the distribution of rebellion weapons, it is extremely difficult. Not only need to consider personal factors, but also need to consider the guild, consider the country. Seeing that everyone is silent, Euphemia spoke again. Currently the deepest level of strategy for Devil Abyss is due to the B8 level. During this period, I met 3 kings of original sin, namely gluttony, lust, and greed. Currently, only King of Gluttony Beelzebub has been revived. Unexpectedly, King of Lust Asmoya and King of Greed Mammon will be resurrected one after another. It is reasonable to infer that every time you continue to attack 100 floors, you will encounter the next master of original sin. 11. So, we still need to go down to the 314th floor before we can see all 7 kings of original sin. Currently present, the highest level. Euphemia's eyes fell on Augustin and Tang Zan, who were sitting on both sides of the round table. Augustin, Tang Zan, both of you are level 372. I would like to ask, how many layers of abyss can you advance each time you upgrade by 1 level? Immediately, all eyes were on the 2 of them. Augustin, a member of the Eagle American Federation, rank 9, level 372, destroys the Elementalist. Tang Zan, a native of Longxia, was transferred to level 372, Extreme Tyrant. These 2 people are truly the pinnacle of global combat power. The original advance record. It was jointly created by the core main groups of the SSS level associations such as Ring of the God of Law, Indestructible Battlefield, and Night Temple. When advancing to the 360th floor, the joint group was almost wiped out, leaving only Tang Zan and Augustin. Later, on the 383rd floor, Augustin died. Then Tang Zan was left alone, and continued to advance to the 386th floor alone, leaving the record behind. You can say it this way. The rest of the team. What determines is the lower limit of advancement. Only the peak combat power of Augustin and Tang Zan determines the upper limit. Therefore, Euphemia's intention to ask the 2 of them is obvious. Their level improvement is crucial for subsequent advancement. Every time you upgrade by 1 level, you can advance about 3 floors. It was Augustin who spoke. The strongest mage in the world. With a huge beer belly, shiny hair, beard, and red rosacea. If there were no fluctuations of terrifying elements around him, he might be regarded as an old alcoholic who loves to drink by passers-by on the road. Almost, level 1, sway. On the other side, Tang Zan echoed. Compared to Augustin, who looks like a drunkard, Tang Zan looked like an ordinary Longxia soldier. But, anyone present, it is all very clear that this seemingly ordinary middle-aged Longxia man has such a terrifying and brutal Li Huang in his body. Especially Poke, the president of Night Temple, deeply remembered the consequences of trying to challenge Tang Zan. As the 9 ranks judgment judge, he once believed that no one in the world could defeat his defense. Because, even the forbidden spell released by Augustin, he was able to resist and remain unharmed. But when he and Tang Zan had a friendly battle, he finally understood why Tang Zan's 9-rank branch was named Extreme Dao Tyrant. Tang Zan, who had fully released his strength, was like a terrifying tyrant crawling out of hell, tearing open his defense with both hands. At that time, Poke directly conceded defeat. But it still scrapped a piece of demigod-level defensive equipment. Every time you upgrade by 1 level, you can advance 3 floors. Euphemia murmured, with a pensive look on her face. Then that is to say, if you want to advance to the 700th floor, you need to increase by at least 100 levels. The rest of the people should be pretty much the same. It's going to be a pretty lengthy process. Actually, from the legendary stage, it starts from the 5th, 6th, and 7th ranks. The promotion of the level is far from being as easy as it was in the previous stages. Not to mention the 8th and 9th turns in the future. The experience required for each level up is almost all of the Sea Emperor. Want to upgrade to level 100, I don't know how much time it will take. Just as everyone was thinking about how long it would take to be able to collect all 7 Rebellion series weapons. It's time to start the crusade against the original Sin Monarch. Tang Zan spoke slowly again. The experience of killing the original Sin King once is enough to increase the average level of the crusade by several levels. According to the current situation, the King of Original Sin can be resurrected multiple times. Taking advantage of this, it may be possible to greatly shorten the time for leveling up. Because the advancement of the 100th and 200th floors is relatively simple, I propose that each country form an Abyss Crusade team, and take turns to attack the King of Original Sin. As for which kill can explode the Rebellion series of weapons, it depends on each person's luck. For Tang Zan's proposal, many people present nodded. Distributed by the state, not by the association. This can make the configuration of each Abyss Crusade team more reasonable. Otherwise, simply let Dharma God's Ring go. It's too brittle. 0. Simply let Night Temple go. Too lack of output. Therefore, Tang Zan's proposal, a fairly reasonable middle-of-the-road choice actually. As for whether the Abyss Crusade team composed of weaker countries can defeat the original Sin King, they need to consider. No matter in that era, weak and small countries have no right to speak. In this regard, Euphemia, as the host of the meeting, launched a voting session on the proposal. The final result was passed with up to 80% of the votes in favor, and the order of the crusade was determined through a lottery. The countries that do not have the 9th rank professionals are eliminated directly, and the ranking results of the remaining countries are as follows. Sakura, Eagle America Federation, Longxia, Siberia Kitahara, Continental. So far, this session ends. However, the meeting was not over. Follow Tang Zan's idea of shortening the speed of leveling by killing powerful bosses. Euphemia has extended a new upgrade path, Dragon Kingdom. In this super-giant subspace kingdom, there are countless powerful beings. As boss, the experience they provide is also quite considerable. Previously, the real world did not have a channel to Dragon Kingdom. But now, due to the emergence of Dragon Spirit Secret Realm, the connection between the two worlds has become possible. The meeting is here. All eyes. It all fell to the president of the Global Beast Familiar Association, Lilina. Dragon Spirit Secret Realm, only those who have subdued the dragon can enter. In this way, Global Beast Familiar Association became the only possible path blazer. Facing the eyes of everyone, Karenina's face. A mysterious smile appeared. With the corners of her mouth slightly raised, she planned to surprise everyone. She believed that when she revealed that Su Yang was the Beast Master, she subdued the Black Dragon. Su Yang's name will resound throughout this meeting full of demigods. Thinking of this, she smiled and said slowly, "Everyone, you must have heard of it. Longsha has a genius boy who accomplished the miracle of subduing the Black Dragon. But, on him, there is another even more unbelievable miracle." Chapter 91. It stands to reason, in today's meeting of this specification. Even if it is rank 8, the giants of the major associations are only eligible to be seated. But when Carolina mentioned the boy who subdued the Black Dragon, everyone present knew who she was referring to. Even Euphemia, the holy high priest. They all heard about the miracle created by that Longsha boy. Currently, because Dragon Kingdom does not have a stable channel connection with the real world, the only way for the dragon to come to the real world is to enter the dungeon of the secret realm through the space crack of another dimension. Therefore, the number of giant dragons in the world is actually quite rare. Giant dragons are so rare, logically speaking, they should be very precious, and they should not be allowed to be killed by raiders. In fact, back when the second expansion pack had just arrived, countries do have conservation strategies for dragons within their borders. The purpose is to see if there is a way to subdue this powerful creature. But later, long-term practice results showed that the arrogance of the giant dragon is far beyond people's imagination. Even death can't make them yield to the envoys of human beings. In this way, countries gradually released their protection strategies for giant dragons. As a result, almost all the subsequent dragon secret realms were directly killed by the raiders, and they were never considered to be preserved. Until the number 497 years ago. Valia, the genius beast master of Eagle Beauty Federation. With his terrifying talent for controlling beasts, he subdued a white dragon. Only then will the world know. It turns out that dragons can also be subdued. It's just that the degree of difficulty is beyond what ordinary people can imagine. Follow up. Vieria's success. It rekindled hope for a large number of Beastmaster geniuses. But until Su Yang conquered the Black Dragon Athos, there is never a second successful person. In this way, it can subdue the most tyrannical and arrogant giant dragon species like the Black Dragon. Even if everyone present is the highest level of various countries and associations, they are still shocked by it. Only this Carolina called even more unbelievable miracles. What do you mean? Everyone was confused, but Carolina seemed to be trying to trick her, so she didn't continue. In the end, Augustin, who was still quite irritable, changed his nose and shouted impatiently. Carolina, if you have anything to say, say it quickly. You women from Siberia, Kitahara, are not always straightforward. How come you have become morose? Apart from Augustin, there were many people who urged Carolina to speak quickly. After all, as the world's #1 beast master of rank 9, it can be called an unbelievable miracle by Carolina. That's definitely not normal. Otherwise, big guys like them. Where is the time and thought to waste here? Seeing that the atmosphere is almost up, Karenina smiled. Finally, the unbelievable miracle was revealed to everyone. The boy from Longxia who subdued the Black Dragon is named Su Yang. Now he has been invited to become an honorary member of our Beast Familiar Association. And the reason why I am an honorary member is because he is not a beast master at all, but a warrior professional. The voice fell. The audience was silent, the shock on everyone's faces. Just as Carolina imagined, she was quite satisfied. Impossible. The first to stand up and refute. Still the grumpy Augustin. The sloppy first mage yelled annoyedly. I have tried several times, wanting to rely on my strength to subdue those giant dragons. But I have killed several giant dragons, from Xingyao rank to Liang rank, all of them would rather die than submit. Except for the Beast Master, how could anyone be able to subdue the dragon? Augustin's thoughts. It is also the thinking of the vast majority of people present. With their strength, defeating the giant dragon is simply a piece of cake. But after defeating it, it is absolutely impossible to subdue it. All the giant dragons would rather die than submit, and would not submit to anything. The result is now, Karenina actually said, that boy Longxia who subdued the strongest black dragon among the giant dragons is not a beast master. Things that they, the rank 9 and 8 rank guys, couldn't do. Was it done by a boy from Longxia? It would be fine if he was a beast master. It can be explained that his talent for controlling beasts is too enchanting. But Carolina said he was not a beastmaster. He was a warrior. Isn't this just slapping them in the face? Are they not as good as that boy? Seeing the look of everyone who saw a ghost and couldn't believe it, Carolina looked at Euphemia, who was also puzzled, and smiled slightly. Dear Holy High Priest, you can check the information about this Longxia boy through the list of members of our association. Before the meeting, Luo from our association had already helped him complete the membership ceremony. Hearing this, Euphemia nodded. With a move of the divine mind, connect to the job-changing statue. I inquired about the current member information of Global Beast Familiar Association, and found one of them honorary member Su Yang. Honorary member Su Yang. Occupation: Warrior. Special profession: Demonic Secret Martial Arts. Profession change: 5-star first transfer, 5-star second transfer, 5-star 3 transfer. After reading it, a little shock appeared on Euphemia's face. This boy from Longxia who subdued the Black Dragon, isn't he really a beast master? As for the 5-star 3 turn, Euphemia didn't care about that. Compared with the deeds of subduing the black dragon as a non-beast master, the 5-star 3-turn is relatively common. Well, my holy high priest, I am not lying, Karenina asked with a smile. Euphemia came back to her senses and confirmed Carolina's statement to everyone. That young man is indeed not a beast master, but a warrior professional. When Euphemia's voice fell, the people present were in an uproar. This turned out to be true. Can someone really subdue a black dragon as a non-beast master? As the top leaders of various countries and associations, how long has it been since they were shocked like this time? The most important thing is since that Long Sha boy named Su Yang, able to subdue the black dragon as a non-beast master. Does it mean they also have that opportunity, but maybe the method is wrong? In this way, then, Dragon Spirit's secret realm. But it's not just a session of Global Beast Familiar Association. This is the most valuable part of Su Yang to them. Immediately, someone couldn't sit still. The first to move. It was Augustin who had least believed this statement before. The strongest mage in the world smiled and said cheekily, I didn't expect it to be true. I've wanted a dragon mount for a long time. Today's meeting should end here, right? I have to go to Longsha to find this little brother. As he spoke, he glanced at Tang Zan on the opposite side with a guilty conscience. Don't worry, I will definitely not bully you Longshatian. I'll trade him with the forbidden spell. The first level forbidden spell and the second level forbidden spell can be chosen by him. Anyway, it won't make him suffer. After finishing speaking, he looked at Euphemia who was on the side, as if asking if she could leave. After Euphemia nodded, Augustin turned into a magic pattern in the air, and disappeared in place immediately. Although he is an elemental destroyer, he is a rank 9 archmage after all, so he naturally has a part of the power of space transmission. At this time, a magic circle rune has been far away from the holy city thousands of miles away. And many more. Augustin, who was already thousands of miles away, suddenly found out. I don't seem to know the exact location of that boy. Long Sha is so big, how can he find it? But when he was hesitating, suddenly, multiple spatial fluctuations came from beside him. Surprisingly, it was someone teleporting through the space, who wanted to be one step ahead of him. Forget it, let's talk about it in Longxia. Augustin cursed. Cast the teleport skill again. Round table meeting room. Looking at the conference table that suddenly disappeared in front of him. Even Euphemia couldn't help but smile slightly. These guys. It seems that he has a deep long cherished wish to subdue the dragon. I just don't know how many people can successfully subdue the dragon in the end. If some of them can really subdue the giant dragon, that would be fine, and they will do more things in Dragon Spirit's secret realm later. Maybe it can completely open up the passage of Dragon Kingdom. In this way, the speed of leveling will be much faster. The conquest of the abyss will naturally speed up the process. Think of this. In Euphemia's mind, for some reason, the phantom of the endless darkness on the high throne suddenly appeared. And, the one who blocked her, Eye of Insight, the King of Pride Lucifer. At the meeting, in order not to dampen the morale of everyone who wanted to conquer the abyss, she did not reveal that the King of Arrogance was also a god. From the crusade to the bottom layer. Should be a long time yet. During this time, I should be able to come up with a way to kill her. Thinking of this, Euphemia's attention shifted to Beelzebub, the king of gluttony. This is the first king of original sin that will be conquered by the Abyss Crusade team from various countries. I don't know who will get the first Rebellion series weapon. Although the Cherry Blossom Kingdom has rank 9, its overall strength is relatively weak, and it should not be able to complete the conquest. Next, it's Eagle Beauty Federation and Longsha. I don't know whose luck is better. Tianling City. Job Transfer Temple. The Idol Room. Satisfied, Su Yang finally let Bai Ling go. Looking at the beautiful woman lying in his arms with blushing cheeks, Su Yang was in a good mood. Next, it's time to complete the 4-turn mission yourself. Now I have a lot of experience in reserve. After completing the 4 rotations, you should be able to level up again. However, what Su Yang looks forward to the most. It's still time to connect to the boss opportunity to refresh. He wants to see if he killed the King of Original Sin. Can the Rebellion series of weapons be released? If it does explode, As a weapon of the Rebellion series with the 3 labels of Unique, Limited, and God rank, it is absolutely ridiculously strong. Then go further. Su Yong will definitely take care of the rest of the original Sin Kings one by one. Collect a total of 7 Rebellion series weapons. As original Sin Monarch, you all dedicate yourself to me, alright. Moreover, use powers. You can also bring them back to life. In this way, killing the King of Original Sin besides being able to unleash the Reverse Sin series of weapons. It can even provide Su Yong with a terrifying amount of experience. You know, even the current King of Gluttony Beelzebub. The starting point is the Fierce Sun stage. I killed the Black Flame Wing of the way you rank before. The experience gained is massive. Then kill the Fierce Sun stage. How much experience can even a demigod rank King of Original Sin provide? If nothing unexpected happens, it should be able to cover your entire experience of rank 4, rank 5, and even rank 6 and rank 7. The perfect kin. Do not. It's the perfect tool man. Wait until he collects all 7 Rebellion series weapons. And the strength has been improved enough to break the defense of Original Sin Monarch. Then he can repeat the routine of killing Black Flame Wings again. At that time, alone, kill the world-class boss. Advance the progress of the World Expansion Pack. How rich such a reward will be is probably not what I can imagine now. The follow-up expansion film is titled, Ascension to the Gods. *23 Currently, the strongest professional in the world seems to be only at the demigod level. Killing Original Sin Monarch should have a very close relationship with going to God. In this way, I, who killed Original Sin Monarch alone, is very likely to overtake those guys who are now demigods. Thinking of this, the corners of Yang's mouth raised slightly. If it is to let others know what he thinks at this time, it is estimated that he will faint directly. From the awakening to the present, not even half a month has passed. I have already started thinking about surpassing the strongest in the world. Really dare to think about it. Happily, Su Yong really has this ability. As a coward, you must have some awareness. The speed of becoming stronger like those ordinary geniuses, can it be called a force? About 10 minutes passed. Bai Ling had almost rested. If it weren't for being promoted to the 5th level temple priest, she really might not be able to withstand Su Yang's destruction. After learning that Su Yong was about to accept the task of the 4th rank, she voluntarily exited the room, leaving Su Yong alone. Facing the god statue shrouded in chaos in the room, Su Yong began to accept the task of turning 4. Level testing. Level 0, reaching the upper limit of 3 transfers, and the job transfer task is being issued. 1-star 4-turn mission. 2-star 4-turn mission. Samsung 4-turn quest. As usual, continue to slide to the end. 5-star 4-turn mission, the Frost Witch of the Frozen City. Task introduction. Located at the location marked on the map, leading to the mysterious Frozen City. Go to the palace of the Frozen City and kill the Frost Witch who controls the terrifying ice calendar. Task remarks. This secret dungeon is diamond level difficulty and needs to be cleared by a single person. Mission rewards. 1. 400 points of strength and spirit exclusive attributes. 2. A copy of the legendary level Magic Spirit Secret Martial Arts Active Skill Book. Read the mission description. Su Yong couldn't help feeling a little emotional. If memory serves me, at that time, he saw the job change halo on Luo Linger's wrist. The first 3 career transfer auras are all the same orange aura as himself. It means that in the first 3 transfers, she completed the job transfer tasks with 5-star difficulty. But the 4th and 5th rotations are the corresponding purple job change auras. Have to say, the difficulty of this 5-star 4-turn mission. It's really not something that ordinary geniuses can do. Single pass, diamond level copy. What kind of difficult task is this? You know, even if it is someone who has completed the 4th revolution, it is often necessary to raid the dungeon in the form of a team. Just like Ling Shou and Yuyun before. The result is now. 5-star 4-turn mission requires clearing the diamond level dungeon alone. Although there is no time limit like clearing the silver level dungeon at the 2nd turn. But the span of difficulty is not so large. 2. According to that guy's personality, If he can complete the 5-star job transfer, it is impossible to lower the requirements to do a 4-star job transfer. The only possible reason is that after many attempts, I found that I couldn't meet the requirements of 5-star job transfer with my own strength, so I had no choice but to give up. Thinking of this, Su Yang grinned. For a genius like Luo Ling, the 5-star job transfer is impossible. For him, it is simply a piece of cake. Just relying on their own hard power. You can simply pass through the diamond-level dungeon. If you count all kinds of other assistants. Except the transfer task, Su Yang left the job transfer temple directly. Taking the Black Dragon Athos, under the shocking and envious eyes of countless people, flew to the map mark point. Soon, Su Yang came to the entrance of the secret realm named Frost City. The Black Dragon Athos just landed. It directly attracted the attention of countless people. Everyone's eyes were full of envy and admiration. This is a black dragon. How many people have never seen it in their entire lives, but only heard about it? At this time, it was actually used as a mount. Ignoring everyone's gaze, Su Yang looked towards the entrance of the secret realm. Displayed according to the status of the copy. Someone is doing a secret challenge. If this copy is challenged successfully, then Su Yang can only wait for it to refresh next time. Fortunately, the waiting time is not long. Only half an hour passed. Several white lights came from the entrance of the secret realm, followed by a burst of cursing. What kind of bullshit copy is this? I'm freezing to death. I'm crying. Why is the Frost Witch so hard to fight? I thought it should have a weak physical defense, but the ice crystal armor and Lao Su's sword were even blunted and didn't break the defense. Brother, if you don't cry, you will be downgraded. After brushing his mother for a few months, it will come back. It looks like the group failed the challenge. But Su Yang noticed what they talk about, the Frost Witch. It seems that it will use ice elements to condense into ice crystal armor, which has extremely strong physical defense. If this is the case, plus she is a witch, she must have plenty of magic power, and the magic defense is estimated to be high. Tisk tisk tisk, it really is a difficult enough boss. However, I don't know if I can survive under my black flame. What is this? Oh my god. A few people who have just been teleported out of the secret realm just happened to bump into the Black Dragon Athos crawling in front of the entrance of the secret realm. That pair of cold and majestic golden dragon pupils, that terrifying and suffocating giant dragon coercion. Let a few people's feet soften directly. If they didn't support each other, they might kneel down directly. I saw that the bodies of several people were shaking, and they couldn't even walk. Su Yang smiled lightly at them. Sorry to scare you. Let's go when the challenge is over, it's my turn. As he spoke, he slightly raised his hand, signaling the Black Dragon Athos to put away the dragon might on his body. With a feeling in his heart, the Black Dragon Athos put away Long Wei, and only then did the suffocating oppression disappear. A few people immediately realized that standing in front of them was the giant who subdued the Black Dragon. Immediately, trembling, he stepped aside and thanked Su Yang. Thank you, boss, please. Su Yang nodded slightly, bringing the Black Dragon Athos into the secret realm. Frost Mystery, the roaring snowstorm, the cold north wind is like a sharp knife for boning. In that seemingly endless world of ice and snow, in the distance, there is a faint palace. At this time, Su Yang's figure appeared in this ice and snow world. Glancing at the ice and snow palace in the distance, he ordered the Black Dragon Athos to fly there. Then, a miraculous scene appeared. It turned out that this ice and snow world king. There are countless snow monsters hidden, lurking under the ice and snow. Be ready to surprise passing challengers at any time. But now, the terrifying power of the Black Dragon Athos. It made those diamond-rank snow monsters all tremble. I wish I could hide deeper underground, for fear of being caught. This also leads to, Su Yang came all the way to the palace. Didn't even meet any mobs. Slowly 397, Su Yang also discovered some clues. However, he didn't bother to think about it. Anyway, it was just a job change task, the sooner it was completed, the better. It's gone. Just a word. Black Dragon Athos nodded. A trace of disdain flashed in the golden dragon eyes looking down. Immediately, the black flames all over the sky fell. The scorching to extreme high temperature directly caused the entire ice and snow palace to begin to melt. Ah! There was a sharp roar. The boss Frost Witch of this diamond-level dungeon ran from her palace of melting ice and snow. Dash 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 dash. Then, it was pierced by a blazing black flame from the Black Dragon Athos. Spike, it's that simple. As the Black Dragon boss of Star Brilliance rank. In seconds, you are a diamond-level boss. Anything longer than 2 seconds is an insult. Perfectly done. Su Yang glanced at the task panel. The 4-turn mission is successfully completed. It feels too simple, not challenging. Forget it. Anyway, the 4th turn is not difficult at all, and it should be better in the legendary stage later. Come to Slag Frost Witch. Sweep the dropped equipment and items into your personal warehouse. Now the drop of the diamond level boss. To be honest, Su Yang didn't even bother to look at it. After collecting the things, he directly took the Black Dragon Athos and flew towards the exit of the secret realm. At the same time, outside the Frost Secret, 2 groups of people arrived at the same time. One of the people is Yuyun. All safe. The other group of people seemed a little strange. One of them seemed to be a foreigner, with a beer belly, a bad nose, and a sloppy look. The other one seemed to be an ordinary-looking middle-aged man, tall and straight, standing like a pine, without squinting. Seeing that they are all guarding outside the Frost Secret, a passerby who saw Su Yang entering the secret realm just now kindly reminded him. I advise you not to wait. There was a big guy who went in just now, the guy who subdued the Black Dragon, you know. He will definitely clear the customs. You are waiting here for nothing. Ah, is that so? Hear the words of passers-by. And you blinked. Then he reached out and rubbed Morong Shui's head, and said with a smile. Poor little Morong, it seems that you can only wait for the secret realm to be refreshed. Call. Morong Shui pursed her lips. He reached out and patted and Yu's hand away. Originally, Yu Yun and the others came to help Morong Shui kill Frost Witch and obtain a material called Frost Heart. Such a material called Frost Heart is of great help to Morong Shui, who is an ice mage. It can improve her strength and increase her confidence in completing the next 5-rank mission. Unexpectedly, someone took the lead. But it doesn't matter too much. It will probably take another 6 or 7 days for Morong Shui to reach the upper limit of her level. By that time, this Frost Secret Realm should have been refreshed. Let's go. Come back next time. It's just a waste of time to trouble everyone. Morong Shui sighed and planned to leave. However, and Yu held her back. Why are you leaving in such a hurry? Don't you want to pay tribute to the boss who subdued the Black Dragon? Heard the words. Morong Shui was slightly taken aback. Speaking of, the big guy who subdued the Black Dragon. Now in the whole Tianling city. No, it should be said that it is well known throughout Longxia, and even the whole world. Recently, a lot of people have come to Tianling City. They all want to come to see the demeanor of that boss. It's just that Morong Shui didn't think too much about it. In essence, it's because she thinks such a boss is too far away for them. Apart from admiring his demeanor, they are basically people from 2 different worlds, and there will be no intersection at all. Morong Shui looked at the rest of the people. It means asking them if they want to stay and see or leave. Shu Yan, it's here anyway, so just wait. I've never seen a black dragon in the real world. Gee Muzzy. Well, I can do it. See. Morong Shui nodded. Since everyone wants to see it, let's wait here. During the waiting time, and Yan, who has always been lively, couldn't stop talking. It's a pity, such a good opportunity, but the president went to Yongfang City to sign up for Trial Secret Realm, so I can only miss it. I heard that there are only 2 people in the world who have subdued the dragon. How did they do it? It's really amazing. Talking and talking, the topic suddenly changed from the boss who subdued the black dragon. Transferred to Su Yang, who just quit the guild. By the way, who of you knows how the handsome brother is doing recently? It's been a long time since I've contacted you. I don't know how he is now. He quit the guild for no reason. Hey, I don't know whether to give up or not. Little Morong, do you still have contact with him? In Yu's words, Morong Shui was taken aback for a moment. In my mind, the figure of Su Yang emerged. Inexplicably joined Yu Yun from the beginning. Later, for no reason, he withdrew from Yu Yun. From the beginning to the end, Morong Shui had very little communication with Su Yang. Even, did the words that were said together add up to more than 20 sentences? It seems that at that time, when we were attacking giant deep forest together, the two communicated a little more. Speaking of, although never admitted, but Morong Shui really has a little bit of affection for Su Yang. Only, now Su Yang has quit the guild, although I don't know why. But presumably there should be no more intersections in the future. Thinking of this, Morong Shui's mood became slightly depressed. On the side, and you noticed the slight change in Morong Shui's expression. He leaned over, wrapped his arms around Morong Shui's neck, and leaned against her ear. Poor little Morong backquote. Anyway, I expressed my heart when the handsome brother was still there. Look at you again, everyone is gone now, and you haven't spoken yet. I'll just say I'm the most accurate at seeing people, you still don't admit it. Morong Shui, Yu Yun, everyone is facing each other. Both Augustin and Tang Zan were waiting for Su Yang to come out of the secret realm. They were the first to arrive in Tianling City. After learning about Su Yang's location from the job-changing temple, he rushed here. But obviously, these two are the pinnacle of the world's top combat power. At this time, it did not attract any attention. 99 out of 99% of the people passing by looked at me. They all fell on that Yu Yun people, admiring the beauties. Of course, this is also related to the fact that the two of them restrained their aura. Especially Augustin. In order not to cause damage, he was driven out of Longxia by Tang Zan. He deliberately put away the multi-element halo that usually surrounds and surges around his body. Previously in the Holy City, the people around were either rank 9 or rank 8, so there wasn't much of a problem. But if it is here, just the terrifying elemental fluctuations are enough to brew a terrifying elemental tide, and even cause an elemental catastrophe, tearing everyone around. While everyone was waiting, at the entrance of the secret realm, a burst of white light flashed. Immediately, the powerful and epic body of the Black Dragon Athos appeared brazenly in front of everyone. The moment he saw the Black Dragon Athos, everyone showed different reactions, looking at the oppressive dragon body. Yu Yun, everyone's beautiful eyes are full of shock. Even Ji Muzzy, who is naturally dumb. At this time, they all raised their heads. Big eyes staring at. This is a black dragon. The most powerful existence among dragons. Synonymous with powerful, brutal and tyrannical. But at this time, it's like a well-behaved pet. This made them all think, what kind of person contains such a monster? On the other hand, Augustin and Tang Zan, as a rank 9 demigod. Naturally, the might of the Black Dragon Athos couldn't affect them in the slightest. However, this did not prevent them from seeing the Black Dragon Athos. Their eyes suddenly lit up, and they admired the majestic dragon body. Especially Augustin. At this moment, those squinting eyes were full of excitement. It can be seen that for owning a dragon mount, the strongest mage in the world is simply chasing after him. What a handsome black dragon. He stared at the Black Dragon Athos in a daze. And you swallowed, and looked away. I have taken a fancy to the figure above the black dragon. She wanted to pay her respects to see what kind of boss was able to make such a black dragon surrender willingly. But just such a glance. She froze in place. After a full 2 seconds, the shock in the beautiful eyes. She had to stretch out her hand to cover her mouth so as not to scream. That person, the figure above the black dragon. Yes, Su Yang. That moment, and Yu's brain seemed to be down. Almost by instinct, he pulled Morong Shui beside him. Wanted her to help see. Did I read it wrong? However, and Yu discovered. He pulled Morong Shui by himself, but she didn't respond at all. It wasn't until she turned her head with difficulty that she realized. Morong Shui had entered into a stunned state earlier than her. Su Yang, who just came out of the secret place. Originally, I wanted to go directly to the job-changing temple to deliver the 4th rank task. Until he found that many eyes seemed to be focused on him. Only then did I look down. After seeing Yu Yun people, Su Yang was slightly taken aback. How did they come here? Anyway, since I joined the S-level guild before wolf biting, he automatically exited Yu Yun. I didn't expect it to be such a coincidence this time. Thinking of this, Yang jumped down from the black dragon. When he came to the members of Yu Yun who were staring at him dumbfounded, he smiled slightly. Haven't seen you for a long time. face Su Yang's greeting. It's not that the people don't respond. It's that he hasn't recovered from the shock yet. They have imagined countless times what the boss who subdued the black dragon might look like, but never thought about it. It will be Su Yang who subdues the black dragon. The impact of this kind of shock on them almost made them unable to think normally. Because, just half a month ago, Su Yang has just completed his career change awakening. Later, after completing the 5-star job transfer, he joined Yuyun. How long has it been? Why do you just change yourself? Become the black dragon tamer of that famous world. It's been a long time. Finally, Mirong Shui was the first to recover from the shock. Only, she opened her mouth, intentionally want to say something to Su Yang. But I found that I didn't know how to call it for a while. Not only is she, even in Yu, who had been relatively familiar with Su Yang before. At this time, they all looked at him cautiously, not daring to joke like they used to. Upon seeing, Su Yang couldn't help chuckling. There's no need to. Although I haven't been in the guild for too long, we're all friends. With Su Yang's words, the atmosphere has eased a lot. Subsequently, Su Yang looked at Mirong Shui. With Luo linger for comparison one. Now look at Mirong Shui. That is, the more pleasing to the eye. On the contrary, it was Mirong Shui who was stared at by Su Yang. For a while, he even blushed, and whispered, Why keep looking at me? Nothing. Su Yang shook his head. Later, after learning that several people came here to collect materials for Mirong Shui, Su Yang found in his personal space Zhao Haojiao, the frost heart that exploded the frost witch. Handed it to Mirong Shui. He has no use for this thing anyway, since Mirong Shui needs it, it is naturally best to give it to her. I can't have it. This thing is very precious. Keep it for yourself, it may be useful in the future. I'll wait until the secret realm is refreshed later, just refresh it by myself. Unexpected, Mirong Shui actually refused. In this regard, Su Yang directly took Mirong Shui's hand, stuffing Frost Heart into her hand. On the side, the smiling Yu sent an assist at the right time. Little Mirong, my handsome brother is now a boss. This thing is useless to him, then it is really useless, just accept it. Hearing this, Mirong Shui bit her lip lightly. In the end, I still didn't refuse Su Yang's kindness and accepted it. At this moment, roar, the black dragon Athos suddenly let out a deep dragon roar. Su Yang suddenly turned his head. I see, one with a beer belly. A slovenly foreign old man with a rosacea. His hand was on the body of the black dragon Athos. Seeing Su Yang's gaze, the old man smiled embarrassedly. Hey, don't mind, I just touch. Song. Seeing this, Su Yang narrowed his gaze. Able to touch the black dragon Athos. But the black dragon Athos did not resist. Even just let out a vigilant dragon roar. This old man. Who is it? Seeing that Su Yang looked at him with some vigilance, Augustin seemed to understand that he was misunderstood. Coughing lightly, he said to Su Yang, Don't worry, I have no malicious intentions. Said, raised his hand. The surroundings instantly became extremely quiet. Su Yang fixed his eyes and looked around. I saw that there were still many people around. But now, it has all disappeared. Only myself, the old man with a rosy nose, and the middle-aged man beside the old man were left. This is space teleportation, and is it arranged to other space transmission? This kind of strength lets Su Yang directly give up the idea of using the forbidden spell. To be able to do this, the forbidden spell must have no effect. Since the other party said that he has no malicious intentions, why don't you listen to him and find out why he came here? Just when Su Yang was about to ask the other party's intention, several messages suddenly came from the communication panel. Su Yang calmly opened the communication panel and took a look. It turned out to be a message from Carolina, the president of the Global Beast Familiar Association that I just joined. President Carolina, Su, our dear honorary member. In the next few days, it is very likely that many strange people will come to you. Please don't panic, these people are here for fame, and want to ask you for advice on how to tame the dragon. The vast majority are the presidents and giants of the top associations. If nothing else, find yours first now. It should be the chairman of the Ring of the God of Law, my Lord Augustin. And the president of Immortal Battlefield respected Your Excellency Tang Zan. Su Yang. What the hell? These two people in front of you are the presidents of Dharma God Ring and Indestructible Battlefield. Slowly raising his head, Su Yang first looked at the sloppy old man with a bad nose and a beer belly at 853 opposite. Although Su Yang has never met Augustin, in his heart, he has imagined what the world's strongest teacher would be like. Shouldn't it be that the whole body is surrounded by terrifying elemental fluctuations, majestic and powerful, and a forbidden curse that can destroy the city will fall? Why is it so far from the image in front of me? And also, Su Yang's gaze. It fell on the middle-aged man beside Augustin. Longshaw's #1 powerhouse. The president of the SSS Level Guild Immortal Battlefield. Rank 9 demigod rank, Tang Zan. It's normal to say that Su Yang is not familiar with Augustin. But Tang Zan is definitely a household name in Longsha. Su Yang took a deep breath. He knows very well. Although I once had a goal. It will be after the release of the new expansion piece, Ascension to the Gods. Surpass the current strongest in the world and become the first existence that is expected to go to God. But that was after he collected 7 Rebellion series weapons and completed the first kill against the former monarch alone. As for now, he is just a Xiaomengxin who has just completed the task of turning 4. In front of the 2 top powerhouses in the world, you are nothing. But, according to the President Carolina, whether it is Augustin or Tang Zan, the purpose of coming to him at this time should be the same. That is, about the way to subdue the dragon. Previously, Su Yang agreed to Luo Dashi. After joining the Global Beast Familiar Association, he will explain his experience in subduing dragons to the giants in the association. It is clear, successfully fooled. Let Su Yang successfully join the SSS Level Guild. Enjoyed the powerful bonus buff CDBD-F from SSS Level Guilds. So now, why can't I show off? Let's see if we can get some good things from the 2 top powerhouses in the world. Thinking of this, a sincere smile appeared on Su Yang's face. Dear Your Excellency Tang Zan, Your Excellency Augustin. Just now, I have received a message from President Carolina. The president introduced the identities of the 2 to me, and at the same time told me the purpose of the 2 coming. Come to talk to me about your experience with dragon taming, right? Augustin grinned. That's right. Since Carolina told you, then I won't ink it. Tell me about your experience in subduing giant dragons, and I'll give you some scrolls of forbidden spells. On the side, Tang Zan also nodded slightly. At the same time, there was a flash of appreciation in Su Yang's eyes. This young man named Su Yang, after learning the identities of the 2 of them, was able to talk naturally. This kind of heart and courage alone are far superior to those of the same age. Not to mention, he is also a genius who broke the professional rules. This made Tang Zan more and more interested in Su Yang. Pass on the experience of subduing dragons, used in exchange for scrolls of forbidden spells. Augustin's proposal. It made Su Yang a little bit excited. Forbidden Scroll. It can be said to be one of his strongest cards so far. In the personal warehouse curry, there are 2 scrolls of forbidden spells, which are used at critical moments. Plus, as the president of Dharma God Ring, scroll of forbidden curse on Augustin's body. The power is definitely much stronger than his own 2 scrolls. But, that's it. Su Yang must be dissatisfied. Since you want to fool the big ones. Think of this. Su Yang smiled slightly. To Augustin said, Your Excellency, our Longxia has an old saying, the so-called, teaching him to fish is worse than teaching him to fish. I was wondering if it is possible to exchange the experience of subduing a giant dragon for a skill book of forbidden spells. Of course, if you don't want it, you can trade according to the scroll of the forbidden spell. Su Yang just finished speaking. The corners of Tang Zan's mouth raised slightly. My appreciation for Su Yang has deepened. Know how to firmly grasp the core resources in your hands, and use them to exchange for more things. Still, in the case of facing this guy Augustin, this kid will. Wait. Tang Zan was taken aback suddenly. It's not right. He remembered that Su Yang was a warrior class. You can still use Augustin's Forbidden Curse scroll. After all, the power of the scroll of forbidden spells is sealed in the scroll. It doesn't need the user's own powerful magic control. But, forbidden spell skill book, that would be different. Warrior, can release forbidden spells. Tang Zan was stunned at the same time. Augustin was equally confused. What he originally thought was that if he gave Su Yang the forbidden spell, he could still use it. As for the forbidden spell skill book, he does. But the problem is, Su Yang is a fighter professional. It's fine if you can break the professional rules and tame the dragon like a beast master. Is it possible to learn and release forbidden spells like a mage? Facing the confused eyes of the two, Su Yang released his professional information. Warrior occupation, demonic secret weapon. At the same time, he explained to the two. My profession is a special duel major. Both a warrior and a mage, that's pretty much the way to understand it. Heard the words, the two nodded. After the advent of the game era, there are countless occupations in the world. So far, there are many occupational branches that have not been discovered. Professions like Su Yang's dual practice of magic and combat seems to have appeared before. It's just an example that doesn't seem to grow up. At least, among the top powerhouses known to the two of them, there is none. Thinking of this, Augustin didn't get entangled anymore, but just reminded one last sentence. I can exchange the forbidden spell skill book with you. But you have to think about it. Forbidden spell skills require extremely high mental power. You may not be able to learn them until you reach a high level after a long time. The scroll of forbidden spells can directly increase your combat power. I know, I can save it for later. Su Yang grinned. His mental power is several times higher than that of a mage of the same level. After the 4-turn task is submitted later, it will soar a lot. As long as you can get the forbidden spell skill book, you will definitely make money without losing money. Said it will be used in the future, but according to his terrifying improvement speed, it won't be long before he decides to use it. Okay, see Su Yang persistence. Augustin nodded. Searched in personal space. It was originally intended to give Su Yang a first-level forbidden spell skill book. It's not that Augustin is stingy, it's just that in this way, Su Yang can learn the forbidden spell earlier. The result turned for a long time. The lowest is the second-order forbidden curse. In the end, I had no choice but to hand one of them to Su Yang. Tier 2 Forbidden Curse Thunder System Kang Lei Hot Art. Tier 2 Forbidden Curse. Su Yang's eyes lit up. The Vientian Extreme Thunder and Wrath of the Wind God in my backpack are only first-order forbidden spells. The power of the first-order forbidden spell is enough to destroy the 6th rank. The power of the second-order forbidden spell is even more powerful enough to kill rank 7. Earn blood. Silently put the second-order forbidden spell into the backpack. Su Yang looked at Augustin. It's time to start. But Lord Augustin, there is one thing I want to remind you. The experience of subduing a giant dragon may not necessarily make you successful. I once said the same to President Carolina about this point. I know. Augustin waved his hand impatiently. A barrier fell down casually, pulled Su Yang and began to question. 10 minutes later, the barrier disappears. Augustin's face was flushed with excitement. Directly a space transfer, instantly disappeared in place. Passed through Su Yang's sincere experience. He couldn't wait to find a dragon secret realm to try. Next, then it was Tang Zan's turn. Su Yang is based on the principle that Longxia people don't cheat Longxia people. The gain of adding a second-level forbidden spell skill book is really beyond my expectations. So he originally planned to share his experience with Tang Zan for free. The result is last. Tang Zan still gave him a Tier 2 Ultimate skill book for warrior professionals. The final skill of the warrior class is similar to the forbidden curse of the mage class, and its power is extremely powerful. In this way, Su Yang's harvest is directly full. Just after sharing the experience, Tang Zan did not leave directly like Augustin. Su Yang originally thought that he had revealed a flaw somewhere. He was thinking about how to push back smoothly if Tang Zan saw it through. Until Tang Zan told him about Dragon Spirit's secret realm. And about Devil's Abyss. After all, Tang Zan is different from Augustin. Augustin is a native of Eagle America. The relationship with Su Yang is purely transactional. And Tang Zan is from Longxia. Not just the president of Immortal Battlefield. It is also the top level of Longshaw's official job transfer association. Although the matter of cultivating national geniuses does not need to worry about people at his level. But out of appreciation for Su Yang, he still pointed out a direction for Su Yang. You have subdued the dragon, and you will definitely receive a unified notification to participate in Dragon Spirit's secret realm. Only those who own a giant dragon can enter. At present, only you and Virlia from your association have confirmed places in the world. The rest, maybe with the help of your experience, there may be more people who subdue the dragon. According to your association's analysis, the stronger the dragon you have, the more benefits you can get in Dragon Spirit's secret realm. I saw from the job transfer temple that you have completed all 3 job transfers with 5-star difficulty. This means that your talent is extremely strong, and your future achievements should not be low. If you want to get more improvements in Dragon Spirit's secret realm, you can go to Devil Abyss for experience. After the last world-class boss event, the experience and explosion rate provided by Devil Abyss have increased. The official will form a team in the near future, specially organizing those young people with strong talent potential to go to Devil's Abyss for experience. Tang Zan's words. Su Yang suddenly realized. No wonder Luolinger and Makiko Asuka from the Sakura Kingdom came to try to subdue the Black Dragon, and there was such a reason. Dragon Spirit's secret realm, only those who own the giant dragon can enter. The stronger the type of dragon you have, the more rewards you can get. I must go. As for the so-called, currently only myself and Virlia have the qualifications to enter. It seems that this present can be given away. After all, the so-called experiences I shared are all nonsense. At the very least, this group of bigwigs has no hope of being able to subdue the giant dragon and gain admission qualifications. Other people, unless the Beastmaster geniuses like Luolinger and Makiko Asuka suddenly exploded. Otherwise, it should not be possible to suddenly complete the subjugation of the dragon. Correct. Su Yang suddenly had an idea. Now that you have entered Dragon Spirit's secret realm, there is a competitive relationship between everyone. So, how about slaying some dragons yourself? In this way, not only can Swallowing Dragon Skeleton Greatsword and the Black Dragon Athos evolve together, while also eliminating potential competitors. Make a note of this and wait for the follow-up itinerary. Except for the matter about the giant dragon and Dragon Spirit's secret realm. In Tang Zan's words, there is another thing that Su Yang cares about. That's about the official formation of a genius team and going to Devil's Abyss to practice. Why must it be Devil Abyss? Su Yang looked at Tang Zan and asked. If it is purely for experience, then other places can also be used. As for the increase in experience and the increase in the drop rate, this should not be the key point. Question for Su Yang. Tang Zan smiled slightly. I remember not long ago, there was a red moon coming. Since you have completed 5-star 3 turn, have you experienced Red Moon Invasion? Red Moon Invasion. The scarlet light door at that time appeared in Su Yang's mind. Once. Tang Zan nodded. Although the gaming era has come hundreds of years. But so far, we still haven't figured out what Red Moon is. Even the professional transfer temple has never had a clear explanation, but has been kept secret. The only thing we know is that the higher the level of the 5-star transfer, the greater the chance of encountering Red Moon Invasion. Also, those killed by Scarlet Corruption cannot be resurrected like they were killed by other monsters, but permanent death. As if Red Moon's only intention is to eliminate those who have the most potential and talent among job transferees. We can't sit still like this, we have to change. And the monsters in Devil Abyss are the ones that are most similar to Scarlet Corruption among the known monsters in the world. Experiencing in Devil Abyss is actually tantamount to training how to fight Scarlet Corruption. This is why I practiced in Devil Abyss. I see. Su Yang completely understood. Regarding Red Moon, he also has a lot of confusion. I also asked Bai Ling before, but in most cases, I didn't know anything about it. It seems that the only thing that has not fully revealed the truth to the world in the entire professional transfer temple is the matter related to Red Moon. Even Su Yang also thought about it. Professional transfer temple open the Red Moon Crystal Core shop. Exchange those extremely precious and rare things for the Red Moon Crystal Core in the hands of the brave. Plus, arrange for a temple priest. Absorb scarlet infection from hero. Could it have some special purpose? Of course. It's just a guess. Just as Su Yang was in a trance, Tang Zan said goodbye. All right, I have something to do too. See you next time. The voice fell. There was no longer a figure. After Tang Zan left. Naturally, Su Yang didn't stay any longer. The task of turning 4 has been completed. He needs to go back and deliver it. Job Transfer Temple. Under the leadership of Bai Ling, Su Yang came to the room where the job-changing statue was. Before leaving, Bai Ling looked at Su Yang. Beautiful eyes full of admiration. Master Brave, your promotion speed is really too fast. Since Su Yang subdued the Black Dragon, Bai Ling had a feeling. There seems to be nothing in the world that Su Yang cannot do. It seemed that even the unbelievable thing could happen to Su Yang. E.g., within a day, complete the 5-star 4-turn mission. Even Bai Ling was already thinking, will there be such a day? Su Yang surpassed everyone and became the strongest, brave. And she, as his exclusive priest, will always be by his side. Fine, Su Yang smiled and rubbed Bai Ling's head. Anyway, after I'm promoted, the job-changing statue will also bless you, allowing you to serve at the same time as me. Go and rest, I will go back after delivering the job transfer task later. It is good. Bai Ling nodded with his face flushed, and followed him out. Looking at the statue of the transfer god shrouded in chaos in front of him, Su Yang submitted a 5-star 4-turn task. With the task detection completed, the job-changing statue began to emit bursts of brilliance. The warm and strange power-wrapped Su Yang began to carry out the promotion of life. The new job transfer halo began to condense, and the 5-star job transfer orange halo, which symbolized the highest glory of the job transferee, shone brightly. Now on Su Yang's wrist. Those 4 orange auras of job change are extremely eye-catching. Immediately afterwards, the daily series of prompts sounded. Blessed by the radiance of the god statue, life strength is increased, and all basic attributes are increased by 25%. Complete the 4 rounds. The level cap is open to level 100, and every time you increase a level, you will get 30 points of basic attributes. Reserve experience detected. 52.3 million, level up to 80 inches. Level 85 gets 150 points of free attributes. Rewards obtained. 400 points of strength attribute, 400 points of spiritual attribute. Reward. Legendary Demon Spirit Secret Artifact Active Skill Book. One more time. 25% increase in basic attributes. Physique enhancement with Dragon Blood Boost. Whispering of the Meditation S spiritual increase. Assignment of free attribute points and exclusive attribute points. After everything is done, Su Yang's basic attributes have skyrocketed countless times. Strength. 3,846 basic attribute 2,127 plus equipment bonus 1719 after the increase, 7,692. Speed. 2,646 basic attribute 1328 plus equipment bonus 1318. Spirit. 3,907 basic attribute 2,633 plus equipment bonus 1274 after the increase, 5,860. See your own properties panel. The corners of Su Yang's mouth raised slightly. 0. 4 turns. Rolling for 5 turns, this is the strength that Hang Force should have. As for the rewarded legendary active skill, legendary level active skill Magical War Spirit. Consume a lot of mana to create a battle monster that inherits 50% of the main body's attributes. In battle, you can instantly switch positions with the monster without consumption. Demon duration. 10 minutes. See skill description. Su Yang's eyes lit up. This skill was originally strong, but because of its own attributes are too exaggerated, leading to this skill, directly supermodel. Even if you inherit 50% of your own attributes, it is also enough to make the attributes of the fighting monsters very terrifying. The key is, you can instantly switch positions with the monsters in battle. This is very likely to be of special help to a battle. After job transfer is complete, leave the job transfer temple. When I got home, it was already night. After a little shower, go straight to bed. Now Su Yang is very much looking forward to the arrival of tomorrow. The next day, after Su Yang woke up, He glanced at the system. The opportunity to connect to boss has been refreshed. A look of excitement flashed in his eyes. Immediately choose, connect. Demon Abyss. In that endless darkness, quietly suspended above the ancient throne in the void. Faintly, a light cluster lights up. Then, the light cluster slowly condensed into Su Yang's figure. Sitting on the endless throne of the void, like a king overlooking everything. The originally pale gold eyes shone with a mysterious black-purple light. In the endless darkness, murmurs of thought came. Gluttony should be reserved for the time being, to see if I can devour the challenger and make a king's offering for me. So, I'll use you to experiment. The monarch on the throne made a severance. Facing one of the 7 thrones in front of him. Slowly stretched out his hand. The supreme authority that belongs to kings mobilizes. Follow my call and return to the abyss of extreme darkness. I will give you death in the name of the king. Fury. Follow my call and return to the abyss of extreme darkness. I will give you death in the name of the king. With the murmur in the endless darkness. On the throne corresponding to King of Original Sin Rage. The purple-black lines slowly lit up, and then bursts of terrifying tyrannical aura emanated from it. Slowly, the phantom above the throne slowly condensed, showing the appearance of the King of Original Sin was furious. Unlike the bloated and fat gluttony Beelzebub, Rage Samuel looks more like a King of Original Sin. With a ferocious head like a wolf, a strong and powerful body, and 2 arms full of barbs, each is wrapped with a dark snake spirit. The Demon King, who symbolizes endless rage, received the call from the king, and came here from the corresponding abyss. The Supreme Sovereign, Furious Samuel, kneeled towards the supreme throne in the darkness of the void. Even the most ferocious King of Original Sin, not even the abyss can bear its wrath. But he still knelt before the supreme Original Sin monarch. On the throne of endless darkness, Su Yang's purple-black eyes quietly stared at Furious Samuel in front of him. Original Sin, 533, King Rage Samuel Demigod Rank. Attributes, Blood Volume, 150 million. J, 232,271. Number, 95,632. 124,313. Resistance. This King of Original Sin corresponding to Furious Rage, the Western Demigod rank. In terms of attributes, it is many times stronger than Gluttony, who was just resurrected by himself and is still at the Blazing Sun level. Thinking of this, Su Yang's eyes showed a little excitement. Killing a demigod level boss may directly raise level 85 self to level 100. Then look down. Innate ability. 7 Deadly Sins. Rage Samuel is always in endless rage, causing real damage to any object. Similar to King of Original Sin Gluttony Beelzebub and King of Original Sin Rage Samuel, they also have their own innate characteristics. And this talent makes Su Yang's gaze fixed. If Gluttony Beelzebub corresponding talent, it symbolizes endless growth. By devouring a powerful existence, it will continue to become stronger. So, this is the talent of Rage Samuel. It is the most extreme fighting talent. Real damage. It means that the opponent's defense can be ignored, cannot be reduced. This is definitely an extremely exaggerated talent. Ignores any defense. In rage, destroy everything. So far, Su Yang has not seen anyone with the ability to do real damage. Can only say, as expected of the King of Original Sin, indeed powerful. But, in addition to the Original Sin King's own talent, Rage Samuel also has the same king offering skills as Gluttony Beelzebub. Wrathful King's offering. Any target killed by Wrathful Samuel will harvest 10% of its blood volume as a field offering to the Original Sin Monarch. The previous Gluttony Beelzebub. It is to enshrine 2% of the attributes of the killed target as the main offering to yourself. Now, Furious Samuel, it turned out to harvest 10% of the blood volume of the killed target as a king's offering. If this allows him to continue to reap life, wouldn't it be possible for one's own blood volume to be stacked crazily to an extremely terrifying level? To know, even the deadliest real damage, the only thing that can defend is the real blood volume. For example, if I have 100 points of blood, your real damage can ignore the defense, causing 100 points of damage, and you can instantly kill me. But the same damage as 100 points, if my life value increases to 1000 points. 10,000 points. Your real damage is not enough. So, armor, magic resistance. It's all fake resistance. Real resistance. It is endless blood. Fortunately. Furious Samuel, the number of layers of the abyss guarded by it is very high. In a short period of time, there must be no challenger who can reach this depth. Greed, lust that will be revived one after another. Plus gluttony, absolutely enough to refresh one's resurrection power again. Thinking of this, Su Yong returned to the main topic of this connection. Kill a king of original sin. While gaining experience. Let's see if we can unleash a rebellion series weapon. Thinking of this, Su Yong looked at Rage Samuel. This terrifying demon king who is always in a state of rage. Even in the face of the rest of the original Sin Kings, he also maintained his tyrannical anger and would not restrain himself in the slightest. Only, in the face of the Supreme King, the master of original sin. Those who are humble, like the most docile sheep, do not see any signs of rage. Samael, in the endless darkness, on the supreme throne, came the whisper of the king. Samael lowered his head, although he didn't know why the monarch summoned him to the bottom of the abyss, but he still responded obediently. Supreme Monarch, your servant Samael, listen to your call. I will give you death. In the dark, Samuel was slightly taken aback. It can be seen that the king of original sin seems to be a little confused at this time. The monarch summoned it, to bestow death on it. But, although confused, Samael didn't have any intention of resisting. In the presence of the Supreme High King, he is the most heartfelt servant. The sovereign bestows upon him death. No reason is needed. Thinking of this, Samuel's eyes, out of the last frenzy. Supreme Monarch, your servant, Samael, is willing to die and devote himself to darkness for a long time. On the high throne in the endless darkness, looking at Samael who was kneeling in front of him, willing to sacrifice his death. A trace of surprise flashed in Su Yang's purple-black eyes. This is Original Sin Monarch's absolute control over Original Sin King. Even death, no reason is needed, just need a word for yourself. To make them die. This is absolute domination, absolute control, absolute domination. Come to my senses. Su Yong knelt before the supreme throne facing that. Samuel, who was waiting to accept his own death, slowly stretched out his hand. Endless darkness condensed in front of Su Yong, gradually converging into a king's sword. It stabbed towards Samael's chest until it sank in, piercing the heart in his body. Immediately, the terrifying dark divine power belonging to the original Sin Monarch spread out from the sword of the Dark King, nibbling away at Samael bit by bit. Looking at the rapidly falling blood bar above Samael's head, a look of anticipation flashed in Su Yang's eyes. Experience and rewards are secondary. The essential. It was the Rebellion series of weapons. My luck has always been good. Hope to continue this luck this time. Finally, Samuel's blood bar was completely emptied. When it is about to disappear into the endless darkness, heard the whisper of the king from the high throne. Death is by no means eternal. Samael, waiting in death, heard the words. Samael about to disappear. His eyes were full of endless frenzy. Supreme Monarch, this is to go beyond death. Will it be summoned again? The 100th floor of the abyss. Gluttony Beelzebub felt the death of Rage Samuel. The bloated and fat body trembled, and the abyssal mouth that was eating on the stomach stopped even more. How is this going? Also after being resurrected by the Supreme Monarch. No human challenger seems to have crossed his line yet. Furious, how did that guy die? Is it the Supreme Monarch who bestowed its death? Gluttony Beelzebub can't help shivering. If so, then why did the monarch grant Samael to death? Samael's figure completely disappeared into the darkness. The condensed sword of the Dark King gradually dissipated. The wrathful throne floating quietly in the void also slowly became dark and silent. From the time when Su Yong first came here, among the 7 thrones of the King of Original Sin, 3 of them were gray. Now, it's back to normal. It's just that the one that perishes has changed from gluttony to rage. Look away. Su Yong looked at Yuji's information prompt after Samael's death. Ding. You killed King of Original Sin Rage Samael demigod rank gained experience plus 13.4 billion. The moment the notification sounded, a huge amount of experience immediately poured into Su Yang's body. Almost instantly, the level has been directly raised from level 84.95 to level 100. 13.4 billion experiences. Truly astronomical figures. Compared with it, the previous experience of killing Black Flame Wing is simply drizzle. Even after being promoted to the 4th rank, the experience required for each level up increases exponentially. But, still only spent 400 million experience. Let Su Yang reach the level cap directly. The remaining 13 billion experiences are completely overflowing. But even so, there are still up to 7.8 billion experience reserves. Such a terrifying experience reserve is even enough for Su Yang to jump up a level again after completing the task of changing jobs at the 5th rank. Cool, so cool. Every pore of the body seems to be relaxing. Thinking that I still have the power to resurrect the King of Original Sin infinitely. Su Yang is extremely excited to be able to use them continuously to refresh the experience. The only pity is that the overflow of experience is lost. 40% overflow, more than 5 billion, so heartbreaking. Took a deep breath, forcibly suppressed the excitement in my heart. Su Yang looked at Samael's drop. This one, that's what matters today. Drop props. King of Original Sin Rage Samael's flesh after taking it, permanently increase the blood volume by 10 million points. 0/1. King of Original Sin Rage Samael's Broken Heart after taking it, permanently increase the power attribute by 1 W points. 0/1. King of Original Sin Rage Samael's Demon Horn, an extremely powerful forging material. In the hands of those legendary blacksmiths, it may be used as a material for forging artifacts. King of Original Sin Rage Samael's Devil Source, it can be immune to the erosion of demon power within 400 layers. Looking at the props that exude a powerful aura in the drop list, 1. Su Yang didn't know what to say at this time. Because he had imagined how rich will be the things dropped after killing a demigod level boss. But when actually seeing these things, he was still in deep shock. These things really exist. Original Sin King Rage Samael's flesh. After taking it, the Blood Emperor will be permanently increased by 10 million points. 10 million blood points. What kind of concept is this? Generally speaking, the blood volume of a professional is related to the strength attribute. In the case of initial awakening, the blood volume is about 10 times that of the strength attribute. For crispy careers like mages and assassins, this multiple may be reduced to about 7 or 8 times. For melee occupations such as fighters and knights, this multiple will be increased to 13 times and 15 times. With the improvement of the job transfer level. For professionals who have chosen a different job transfer branch, this multiple may not increase accordingly. For example, if a knight profession changes to a shield cavalry profession, this coefficient may increase to 20 times, or even higher. Like Su Yang, today's occupation is a special occupation of warriors, Lingmi 24 martial arts. In terms of defense, this profession does not have much advantage. Therefore, the original blood volume coefficient should be around 15. However, after the enhancement of Dragon Heart Essence and Blood, Su Yang's physical fitness has been greatly improved in an all-round way. Although the occupation has not changed, the blood volume factor has reached an exaggerated 30 times. Compared with ordinary shield knights, they are even taller. Want to increase this blood volume factor? Only after being promoted to the legendary stage will there be a greater improvement. For example, 5 rotations, 6 rotations, and 7 rotations. Daily rotations will greatly increase the multiplier of the blood volume coefficient. Needless to say, the subsequent 8 and 9 revolutions are simply qualitative changes. But for now, Su Yang's current basic power attribute is 2,127 points. The corresponding blood volume is 53,175 points. However, now this King of Original Sin Wrath Samael's flesh and blood. It can directly increase the blood volume of 10 million. It is 200 times of Su Yang's current blood volume. Such a terrifying blood volume, even if it reaches the legendary stage. It is absolutely impossible to reach it. You can say it this way. With such a terrifying blood bar. Even if Su Yang didn't connect to the boss himself, it is already a boss template. And, in addition to the props that permanently increase the blood volume, and the broken heart of Original Sin Lord Rage Samuel, it can permanently increase the strength attribute of 1 W points. Crazy. Completely insane. Su Yang has gone through 4 5-star career transfers. Huge improvement every time. In addition, it has been strengthened by dragon blood. Up to now, it is only more than 2,000 points of Luang attribute. Just this one, it has completely killed the same level, crushing the 5th level. If you add this 1 W points of power attribute, Su Yang's strength, it will reach a point of incomparable horror. And, because of every job change, all will be improved according to the percentage of the basic attributes. This 1 W point power attribute, you can continue to increase the percentage increase several times. Completely numb. This is just an increase in basic attributes. If you add Dragon Slaying Heart in addition, the 100% increase effect on the strength attribute, Su Yang's power attributes, it can even be directly raised to 3W. In this way, Su Yang's combat power soared countless times. Originally, Su Yang's combat power was already very supermodel. Now, it is even more like a bug against the sky. Wings of black flame, it's no problem to tear it open with bare hands. These 2 props, it's a pity that there are usage restrictions. Each professional can only use it once, otherwise, if I repeatedly brush, I can't imagine how strong I will become. Eyes shone with incomparable excitement. Su Yang put 2 props into his personal space. If you take it now, if it is added to Original Sin Monarch, then I want to cry without tears. The safest thing is to wait until the connection ends and return to your body before taking it. The Lord of Original Sin Rage Samael's Demon Horn. Can it be used as a material for forging artifacts? But, an extremely high-level equipment blacksmith should be required. Able to forge artifacts, at the very least, it needs to be a blacksmith of the demigod rank, right? It is hard to say whether there are blacksmiths of the demigod level in the world now. After putting such materials into the personal space, Su Yang's eyes fell on the Lord of Original Sin Rage Samael's Devil Origin. Is it immune to the erosion of demon power within 400 floors? Su Yang's eyes flickered. I remembered what Tang Zan said earlier. The monster in Devil Abyss is currently known to be most similar to Scarlet Corruption. Fighting with Scarlet Corruption will cause Scarlet Infection. Then fighting with the demons in Devil Abyss should lead to being corroded by Devil Power. No wonder it is said that they are the most similar. Now, with such props, after entering Devil's Abyss you should be able to ignore the erosion of Devil's Power. Thinking about it this way, Su Yang suddenly had an inexplicable idea in his mind. If Devil Abyss is similar to Red Moon, in Devil Abyss there exists a Original Sin Monarch like myself. Then, behind the scarlet light door of Red Moon Invasion, could there also be some kind of a supreme existence like Original Sin Monarch? This moment, Su Yang recalled, after defeating Scarlet Corruption by himself. Behind that scarlet light door, that vague feeling of being watching myself. Red Moon, Crimson Corruption, what is the problem? Could it be that there is also a space similar to Devil Abyss and it also has a certain supreme monarch? But, the job changers who died in Devil's Abyss can still be resurrected. And the job changers killed by Scarlet Corruption cannot be resurrected. If there is such a thing as a supreme sovereign, could it be better than Original Sin Monarch? When thinking of this, Su Yang was stunned for a moment. Original Sin Monarch, God rank, world-class boss. The supreme existence that can promote the change of the expansion pack of the game era. Stronger than Original Sin Monarch. Forget it, these are not issues I can consider for the time being. My only goal now should be to complete the first article against the Original Sin Monarch. As for the rest, wait until I become a god. 17. Throw these thoughts about Red Moon out of your mind. Su Yang refocused his attention on the drop of rage. Now, the dropped props have been counted. Next is what Su Yang is most looking forward to, equipment drop. Whether to drop Rebellion series weapons. It is related to Su Yang's follow-up overall plan. Click on the equipment to drop. Equipment drop. Demi Artifact. Armor of the Wrathful King. Gone. Look at the only equipment in the equipment list. Su Yang froze for a moment. Although it is a semi-artifact. But, compared with the only unlimited artifact of the Rebellion series. Enough to see. Quote. Su Yang sighed. My own luck, it seems, is not very good. Click on the equipment details. Demi Artifact, Armor of the Wrathful King. Equipment Restrictions, Special Restrictions Destroyer. Kill 100,000 Diamond level demons, kill 1,000 Star level demons, kill 100 Moon level demons, and kill 10 Blazing Sun level demons. Introduce the armor worn by Ravenous Samael, Lord of Original Sin. The Demon King, who is always in a rage, together with his armor, also exudes the rage desire to destroy everything. Attributes: HP plus 200W, plus 5000, plus 5000, toughness plus 35%, 0.520. Characteristic: passive desire to destroy in battle. Every time you kill 1,000 enemies in a row, all attributes will increase by 1%, and it will last until the end of the battle. Active extreme wrath: when the rage exceeds the upper limit, exchange pain for strength and destroy everything. Deduct 70% of your own blood volume, and get 200% attribute increase duration. 10 minutes. Su Yang was a bit disappointed at first. After reading the attributes of this semi-divine weapon, I was immediately not lost. Let's not talk about attributes for now. The attributes of a demigod must be extremely powerful. Let's take a look at the equipment features that come with it. Desire to destroy. Every time 1,000 enemies are killed in a row, all attributes will be increased by 1%, which lasts until the end of the battle. It seems that the attribute increase is extremely weak. But in fact, if it is facing that kind of massive enemy, this equipment feature can be said to be extremely powerful. For example, in Devil's Abyss, the deeper you go, the number of demons doubles, growing tens of thousands, but hundreds of thousands, millions. At this time, the effect of this piece of equipment can be brought into full play. Look at Extremely Wrathful. Deduct 70% of HP in exchange for a 200% increase in all attributes. Although it only lasts 10 minutes, but the effect in exchange is absolutely terrifying. Demi Artifact. Well deserved. The most important thing is this semi-artifact. There is no level or attribute limit. The only special restriction is the need to kill a large number of demons. Compared with the level restrictions that can only be equipped by demigods, such special restrictions are obviously more beneficial to Su Yang. This harvest, quite hardy. The only regret, it didn't explode, and many more. Su Yang was about to disconnect. Suddenly found out, in addition to props drop, equipment drop, there's even one more. Special drop, shouldn't it be? In fact, the goddess of luck has been taking care of me. Thinking of this, Su Yang's heart beat violently, and he clicked on the special drop. When the special drop list is expanded, Su Yang's pupils suddenly shrank. Immediately, ecstasy filled his face. Goddess of luck, as expected, always favored him. I saw a giant hammer with light gold and silver white as the main color. It is quietly lying on the special drop list. The aura emanating from it is completely opposite to darkness and demons. Artifact Rebellion Punishment of Wrath. Introduce the only limited artifact dropped after killing Original Sin King, Rampage, Samael. Corresponding to Rage of 7 Original Sins Retrograde Crime, the trial weapon that kills the king, it is one of the Reverse Sin series of weapons. Equipment Restrictions. Level Restriction. Demigod Rank. Attribute Limitation, Strength 5W. Unique Hyphenation Point Limited Soul Mark. It is bound to the soul of the killer of Original Sin Rampage Samuel. Can't drop, can't be traded, can't be gifted, and can only be used by soul-bound people. Attributes. Strength plus 2W. Toughness reduction plus 60%. Characteristic. Great Sin Rage. Convert any damage caused by the person equipped with this weapon into real damage. Rebellion Punishment of Rage. Deprive Original Sin Monarch of Rage Authority. Apply 10% all attribute reduction debuff to it. Judgment Kingslayer. After killing Original Sin Monarch, the weapon returns to nothingness, and the soul-bound person gains permanent authority. Rage. After reading the attributes of Punishment of Rage, Su Yang finally understood. Why do you say that this Rebellious Sin series of weapons is a must-have weapon for killing Original Sin Monarch? According to the current situation, the pinnacle of the strongest combat power in the world, it is the rank 9 demigod level, and there is a huge gap from the god level. In this way, Even if it is possible to kill the original Sin King, it is still too weak in front of the original Sin Monarch. But, if you have the Rebellion series of weapons, each handle can deprive the corresponding authority of original Sin Monarch and apply a 10% debuff to all attributes. So come 1. A total of 7 Rebellion series weapons. A total of 70% of all attribute debuffs can be applied. With only 30% strength of original Sin King left, there is a possibility of being defeated. Exclusive king killing artifact, Su Yang murmured softly. Gently brushed over the body of the hammer exuding terror. In addition to this exclusive kill king effect, it also made Su Yang understand how big is the gap between artifacts and semi-artifacts. When I watched Armor of the Wrathful King just now, already shocked by its attributes and effects, now it seems, compared with this rebellious crime punishment of rage, it is not even the slightest bit worse. Not to mention the equipment attributes, the difference is more than several times. What surprised Su Yang the most? Undoubtedly it was the entry for Great Sin Rage. Perfectly inherited the original Sin authority of King of Original Sin Rage Samael. Able to ignore defense and cause real damage. When I saw Samuel's talent at that time, what moved Su Yang the most was this experience. Although due to equipment limitations, the current self cannot equip this weapon. There is no way to enjoy this effect. But, look at the entry titled Judgment Kingslayer. After killing original Sin Monarch, the weapon returns to nothingness. But, the soul-bound person will gain permanent authority, rage. This means, as long as in the follow-up, the killing of the original Sin Monarch is completed, you can directly and permanently obtain the authority of rage. Ignore the defense and cause real damage. Compared with this effect, rebellious Sin punishment of rage, the matter of disappearing after killing the original Sin Monarch, is irrelevant at all. Because, on the contrary, it can save weapon slots for equipping stronger weapons. As expected of the only limited artifact, permanently gain the authority of rage, ignore defense, and cause real damage. It's even quite considerate not to occupy the weapon slot. If, collect all the 7 Rebellion series weapons. After killing the original Sin Monarch, I will obtain the complete authority of the 7 original sins. Think about it. Su Yang's eyes became more fanatical and excited. The authority of rage alone is so powerful. Obtained the complete 7 deadly sins authority, he is himself. At this moment, suspended among the 7 thrones next to the Supreme Throne. In one of them, the purple-black ghost pattern lights up. Immediately afterwards, Su Yang received a request from the Lord of the Throne. Supreme King, please allow your loyal servants to return to the bottom of the abyss. I'm going to bring you some news. This is the King of Original Sin Arrogance Lucifer. Su Yang pondered for a while. The audience of the arrogant king was granted. Moments later, on the throne of pride, Lucifer's figure slowly appeared. This extremely beautiful fallen seraph slowly knelt down towards the Supreme King on the dark throne. Please forgive my arrogance. While you were sleeping, I returned to the land of the abyss without authorization. Before I report to you, please lash out at my offense. The voice fell. Lucifer is surrounded by darkness. It condensed into a whip of darkness and sent it to the high-hanging throne. Override, unauthorized return, on the high throne. Su Yang frowned slightly. Did this happen while you were away? But, although I don't know what happened, but at this time, he needs to play the role of the Supreme King. Offense and presumption of servants. There was indeed a need for whipping. Think about it. Su Yang held the dark long whip. Swing towards the arrogant King Lucifer kneeling under the throne. Snapped. A long whip made of darkness. A bloodstain was left on Lucifer's white back in the middle of the 6 wings. Snapped. Followed by another whip. 2 alternate bloodstains on that white back, as if forming an inverse cross. Lucifer, the king of pride. Not only did he not show the slightest expression of pain. On the contrary, it became more and more fanatical, as if enjoying the whipping from the king. In the endless darkness, there came the whisper of the Supreme King. 2 lashes. 1 for, to punish your transgression. 1 for, to punish your arrogance. Whether to punish, I should decide, not you. Forgive my arrogance. Lucifer came back to his senses. She is the king of pride. At this time, I regretted my arrogance. Speak, the news you bring. Yes, Lucifer came back to his senses. Report to Su Yong that Euphemia peeped into the abyss through the eye of insight that day. My king, now I have the ability to peep into the existence at the bottom of this abyss. Only the holy high priest of mankind. Holy high priest. Su Yong repeated it in his heart. According to Lucifer's report, that day, it was the first time I connected to original sin monarch. It was also at that time that the job-changing idol issued a world announcement, setting itself as a world-class boss. Able to peek into here. It shows that the strength of the holy high priest is absolutely extremely strong. It's even possible, he is currently the only god in the world. Thinking of this, Sha Jin felt a little shocked. Before that, he always thought that the peak combat power of the global job changer was the rank 9 demigod rank. Unexpectedly, there is such a secret powerhouse hidden in the professional transfer temple. No wonder the authority of the professional transfer temple is so stable. But none of this has anything to do with him for now. Now, what he needs to do is to improve his strength as soon as possible. I have reached the upper limit of rank 4, and the next step is to complete the task of rank 5, officially opening the legendary stage. Thinking of this, Su Yong screamed off Lucifer. Go back to the place you guarded, Lucifer. Follow the king's orders. Lucifer nodded respectfully. His gaze inadvertently swept over the already dim throne of Fury. Although she is very clear that the death of Furious was bestowed by the king. But she did not make any doubts about Samael's death, but returned to her throne. As the purple-black lines on the throne lit up, Lucifer's figure slowly disappeared into the darkness. When everything returns to silent darkness, Su Yong also chose to disconnect. At the same time, Sakura country, Kyoto, within the Shogunate, the strongest one in Sakura country. They are all gathered here at this time, discussing about Devil Abyss and Dragon Spirit's secret realm. At this time, Lord of the Shogunate, Tokugawa Munano. He is facing Asuka Zunichiro, the head of the Asuka family. Confirm the possibility of Asuka Makiko subduing the dragon. Dragon Spirit's secret realm, only those who subdue the dragon can go there. It is full of opportunities, and it may be related to the passage to the Dragon Kingdom. The Sakura Kingdom must not be left behind. Tomorrow Makiko Lee's is Sakura's #1 beast monitoring genius, the existence most likely to subdue the dragon, and has been given high hopes by the whole country. The Tokugawa Shogun. A confident smile appeared on Asuka Tunichiro's face. Originally, the deal between Longsha and us was to give the little girl a chance to subdue the black dragon. Now that the black dragon has been subdued, since the deal is still in progress, Longsha asked the little girl to go and try to subdue the red dragon. The difficulty has dropped a lot. According to my understanding of the little girl, the chance of success should be 70%. Hearing this, Tokugawa Sono showed a satisfied smile on his face. Very good. In that case, let's discuss about the Devil's Abyss next. This time, we have the first opportunity to challenge the original Sin King. We must cherish the opportunity and take it. If we get the first weapon of the Rebellion series, that's a divine weapon. Maybe it can change the current status of our country. Just when Tokugawa Munano was about to continue boosting morale, suddenly, his face froze suddenly. Not only him, everyone present at this time. No, it should be people from all over the world. All at this moment, completely shocked. Because they all received such an announcement. World announcement. The first Rebellion series weapon has been acquired. World-class boss Crusade progress 1/7. Has the first Rebellion series weapon been obtained? When this world bulletin appears in the log information of global professionals, everyone's first reaction was not shock, but bewilderment. Because, if I remember correctly, just yesterday, the job-changing idol just issued an announcement about world-class boss original Sin Monarch. Result: it's only been one day. Someone has already obtained the Rebellion series of weapons. Doesn't this mean that someone has already killed the original King Factory? And he was so lucky that he exploded the table, and directly exposed Rebellion. This is too cruel. But 99.999% of people, they all believed that this Rebellion series of weapons must have been obtained by the world's top powerhouses. After all, able in such a short period of time. Kill the king of original sin and get the reverse sin weapon. Besides a few top leaders in the world, who else can do it? Therefore, although everyone was shocked, but there is no other feeling. Because they know those big shots who are really high above. For example, the giants of Dharma God Ring, Indestructible Battlefield, and Night Temple. How strong the strength is completely beyond the imagination of ordinary job changers like them. It should be normal to kill a king of original sin and get a reverse sin weapon, right? This situation, frankly, is ridiculous. Ordinary professionals, who accounted for 99.999% of the total job changers, were not too shocked. On the contrary, those very few, the powerhouses and high-level people who stood at the top of the world, were all dumbfounded. For example, we were still discussing just now. Do your best to obtain the Rebellion series of weapons. The top executives and giants of Sakura country who came to strengthen the status of Sakura country. After receiving this announcement, they were dumbfounded at first. Then, shock. In the end, this shock turned into anger. Baga, the first one to come back to his senses. It was Munano Tokugawa, the shogunate. His expression at this moment was extremely ugly. Even his beard trembled with anger. Who is it? Who is it? You didn't follow yesterday's rules. Clearly passed the meeting and voted. Our Sakura country is the first challenger. Only when we fail the challenge can we proceed to the next country. Why does this happen? In the roar of Tokugawa Sono. The rest of the high-level officials and giants of the Sakura kingdom who participated in the meeting also had a bad face at this time. It is clear that a meeting was held yesterday under the auspices of the Holy High Priest, and the drawing of lots was completed. As a result, today someone didn't abide by this rule, and directly attacked the king of original sin. Isn't this a blatant slap in the face of Sakura country? Is it Eagle America Federation, or Long Gen, or Continental, able to have this strength? There are not many countries that have completed the attack on Original Sin King in one day. Who on earth became the breaker of that rule? When thinking about who is most likely, in the hearts of everyone, they were also cursing the luck of the person who didn't follow the rules. What kind of luck is this? For the first time, the Rebellion series of weapons were directly released. Is it the first time to attack Original Sin King after the appearance of the world-class boss? There is a bonus to the drop rate. Does that mean, if they hadn't been robbed for the first time in Sakura country, are they the ones who got the first Rebellion series of artifacts now? It's okay if you don't want to. The more you think about it, the more you get angry. The more you think about it, the more angry you become. It's as if the artifact in hand flew away. Immediately, everyone decided to seek an explanation from the Holy High Priest. It was clearly agreed to follow the order, and whoever exploded the artifact would belong to him. The result is now directly robbed. What's the matter? Isn't this bullying people? Just leave. Tokugawa Munano, the shogunate. He directly took a large number of high-level officials and giants from the Sakura kingdom, and headed towards the holy city aggressively. Eagle America Federation, San Francisco. Augustin just came out of a Diamond-tier Green Dragon quest. At this moment, he was scratching his head in annoyance, thinking about what went wrong with him just now. It's not right. I clearly followed sus method. Why can't you subdue it? The strongest mage standing at the pinnacle of the world. Annoyed by his inability to subdue the dragon. It is clear that everything is done according to the experience taught by Su Yang. But it has no effect at all. In just one day, he has already tried 3 giant dragon secret realms. Now, there are very few dragon secret realms left in the Eagle America Federation. Just thinking about it, suddenly. World announcement. The first Rebellious Crime series weapon has been obtained. The progress of the world-class boss Crusade 1/7. When this announcement appears, Augustin froze for a moment. Then, this one looks sloppy. An old man with a beer belly who doesn't look like a strong man. An incomparably sharp light shot out of his eyes. Beside him, endless elements surged, so intense that they even distorted the space faintly. Who is it? Not following the rules. Dawn, or Carolina, being able to defeat the king of original sin in one day. Not everyone can do it. If anyone doesn't follow the rules, that's disrespecting my dear high priest Euphemia. Also, disrespect me. I hope I can take the initiative to stand up and admit. Otherwise. Boom. With Augustine's cold snort, in the originally clear sky, instantly covered by tyrannical thunder. Just a single thought caused such a terrifying elemental catastrophe. But in the next second, when countless eagle American federal people raised their heads in horror, the thunder above the sky suddenly disappeared completely, as if nothing had happened. And Augustine's figure has already disappeared in place. Long Shaw, Longdu, a certain seemingly inconspicuous 4-in-1 compound. Tang Xuan's body suddenly stopped, watching the sudden world announcement. His brow wrinkled little by little. Someone is not following the rules laid down yesterday in the Holy City. Go to Devil Abyss in advance and kill King of Original Sin. And, also with the luck against the sky, the rebellion series of weapons broke out. Who will it be? In Tang Xuan's mind, the figures of several people flashed past. They are all capable of killing the Original Sin King in a short time. Humph. Originally, everyone obeyed the rules amicably. It seems that some people seem to want to swallow it all. The voice has not yet fallen. There was no one in the yard. Holy City. In the job transfer temple. Holy High Priest Euphemia. Frowning at this moment. That world announcement. Of course she also received it. Actually, CFDH. Someone did not abide by the rules that were jointly laid down yesterday. Killed the Original Sin King in advance. And obtained the rebellion series of weapons. This person. Who will it be? J. The impact of this incident is extremely bad. Since the advent of the game era, under the guidance of the professional transfer temple, the relationship between the countries gradually calmed down. Yesterday's roundtable, it is because of this that it is carried out profitably. According to yesterday's meeting, the first crusade, it will be done in 3 days. However, someone took advantage of this gap and blatantly broke the rules. As a result, it may no longer be possible to continue to distribute the rebellion series of artifacts in a peaceful manner. Suddenly, a temple priest walked quickly, informed that Holy City Foreign Exchange has gathered a large number of giants and high-level officials from various countries. Let them all in. Yes. After the temple priest left, Euphemia was taken aback for a moment. Finally, he sighed deeply. If because of this incident, it has led to battles among countries, then the final result will be that the power of the existing job changers will be greatly weakened in the constant struggle for artifacts. This is definitely not a good thing, and it may even lead to tap tat tat. There were several footsteps. Euphemia's thinking was interrupted. Temporarily throwing away the worries in my mind, the round table meeting was reconvened. Round table, top executives, giants, and top powerhouses from all over the world. At this time, everyone is listening to the pain of Tokugawa Sono, the shogunate of the Sakura Kingdom. High Priest Euphemia, under your auspices yesterday, we reached a consensus. Originally, our Sakura Kingdom was the first to carry out the crusade against the King of Original Sin 3 days later. But now, this opportunity was robbed by a despicable and shameless villain. Our artifact was robbed. Today's meeting, this thief must be caught. Let him hand over the artifact. After speaking, Tokugawa Sono's eyes inadvertently drifted across the faces of Augustine and Tang Xuan. But whether it was Augustine or Tang Xuan, they were all expressionless at this time, without the slightest reaction. Regarding this, Tokugawa Sono gritted his teeth, but finally sat down and waited for Euphemia's verdict. After listening to Tokugawa Muneno's complaint, Euphemia looked calm. Her gaze swept over everyone present. Finally, he spoke softly. Yesterday's resolution was voted after our collective consent. You are all high-level executives and giants in your respective countries and associations. It stands to reason, should have corresponding integrity. But now, someone violated the rules we set yesterday, killed the Original Sin King without authorization, and stole the artifact. This is not only for the rest of the country's provocation, likewise, is also a provocation against the job transfer temple. Quote, if the person who broke the rules is willing to admit his mistake and hand over the artifact, I, the third holy high priest, Euphemia, swear in the name of the idol, on behalf of the Temple of Transfer together with other countries, renounce all responsibility for it. Everyone here, do you agree? Everyone raised their hands in agreement. Very good. Euphemia nodded slightly. His eyes fell on the people present again. Then next, whoever made the accidental mistake, please raise your hand. The voice fell. The whole round table. No one raised their hands. During Satsuna, the atmosphere became chilling. Euphemia lowered her eyes slightly. She had known this would happen. As a result, there is only one other way to go. Everyone, please make sure you all told the truth. None of you killed the original Sin King and stole the artifact, right? Everyone present nodded. Euphemia sighed incredulously. Then, the holy high priest lifted up his power. Outside the temple, the huge statue of a job-changing god emitted bursts of brilliance and gathered on the staff. Guided by the idol, in the halls of holiness, under the radiance, exposing the fallacies of lies. As Euphemia chanted, the radiance above the staff slowly fell to everyone present. If someone lies, then the light will disappear. But time passed by second. Holy light before everyone. Are still there. This means, everyone present. Neither is lying. Who would that be? Euphemia frowned slightly. Not sure where the problem is. But at this moment, suddenly, all roundtable participants, they were still suspicious of each other before. But at this moment, there seems to be some kind of tacit agreement. They landed neatly on Euphemia. The atmosphere suddenly froze. Everyone has passed the holy light test just now. Only Euphemia was not tested. In this way, doubt, of course, is reasonable. When everyone's eyes were on her, Euphemia quickly realized that she was being suspected. Although she frowned slightly, she didn't say much. Instead, he proved himself with actions. In front of everyone, another holy light appraisal to distinguish lies was released. This time, including herself. But the final result, still the same as before. There was no one who lied. This time, things got a little weird, since none of the people present broke the rules. So, then, the King of Original Sin, who killed it? Then who got the first Rebellion series weapon? There was a question mark in everyone's heart. But this question has no way to be answered. At this time, most painful, nothing is better than the people of Sakura country. They originally wanted to unite with a group of top powerhouses in Sakura's country. Go to Devil Abyss to attack Lord of Original Sin. It's best to be able to burst out an artifact, thereby improving the status of Sakura country in the world. But now they've lost even a hair. According to the national strength of Sakura country, the Abyss Crusade team they established can only conquer more than 100 floors. Now, the King of Gluttony has been conquered, so if you want to continue conquering King of Original Sin, you can only go to the 200th floor. Obviously, the strength of the Sakura kingdom is insufficient. There is no way to go deep into the range of 200 floors, so we can only give up this opportunity. So now, the faces of all the powerhouses in Sakura country look like dead mothers. However, they still couldn't find someone to vent their anger on, so they could only rage helplessly in their hearts. You know, here are all the top powerhouses of the major powers, can they put on a show of face? Isn't it just smashing your teeth and swallowing it in your stomach? At last, it was Euphemia who spoke. Everyone. This incident is really too weird. But now that things have become a fact, then, from now on, we can only continue to look back. First of all, Sakura country was originally scheduled to be the first Crusade country. But now, King of Gluttony has been killed, and the next King of Original Sin is located on the 20th floor of the Devil's Abyss. Considering the national strength of the Sakura country, it is impossible to go deep into this level, so the next Crusade country should be moved to the Eagle Beauty Federation. Any objections? Everyone in the Sakura kingdom shook their heads with faces ashen. They can still have a bullshit objection, even if there is an objection, it's useless. If they have the ability to go deep into the 200th floor, they will definitely strive for. But now, just forget it, except for Cherry Blossoms abroad. The rest of the countries also expressed their approval. In this way, the next crusade against the King of Original Sin will be taken over by the Eagle American Federation. At the same time, because of this lesson, the meeting followed up with another decision. The entrances of Devil Abyss in various countries will be guarded by the Holy City. In this way, it can be ensured that at any time, only one Abyss Crusade team will enter the Devil Abyss. As for those ordinary professionals, or be a member of Red Moon Simulation Genius Experience Program in various countries, all can enter Devil's Abyss without restriction. After all, it is impossible for them to pose any threat to the King of Original Sin. That's it. After the meeting, the powerful and high-level people from various countries have left the Holy City. Only, from beginning to end, they all got one thing wrong. That was the King of Original Sin who was killed. It's not King of Gluttony at all, but King of Rage. Therefore, on the 100th floor of the Abyss, the King of Gluttony is still waiting for the arrival of the challenger. Unfortunately, this challenger, from the Sakura country, it became the Eagle Beauty Federation. In this case, everyone is a victim. But the worst victim is none other than Sakura country. Tianling City. In the villa, Su Yang just disconnected from the Lord of Original Sin. After seeing the world notice sent by the statue of the job-changing god, I was stunned. World announcement. The first Rebellious Crime series weapon has been obtained. The progress of the world-class boss Crusade 1/7. Good guy, how do you kill the King of Original Sin? Exploding a Rebellious Sin artifact, a world announcement came directly. Shouldn't the world announcement be made after killing Original Sin Monarch? Silently glanced at punishment of rage lying quietly in the personal space. Su Yang realized that he might need to change his strategy a little. Now I have reached the full level of 100. However, only 10 days have passed since I completed the task of rank 4. If I go directly to accept the 5th rank transfer task right now, it will definitely attract special attention. To know. The first few turns are low turns. Upgrade quickly, it's nothing. But from now on, it won't be that easy to upgrade. In one day, from completing the 4th rank, to being able to directly receive the 5th rank task. This is a problem that anyone can see. Plus, everyone is not guilty. It's a crime to conceive by current self. However, he has a semi-divine weapon and a rebellion divine weapon. If it attracts too much attention, it is definitely not a good thing. Since that's the case, black money can be made white through money laundering. Then black experience, you can also turn white by washing experience. Think about it. Su Yang couldn't help thinking about how to wash away his experience, so that his abnormal upgrade speed can get a reasonable explanation. Soon, 2 options came to mind. First, Dragon Spirit's Secret Realm. Second, the Devil Abyss. Because Dragon Spirit's Secret Realm appeared for the first time, everyone only knows that those who own the dragon can enter it. But I don't know what will happen in it and what I can get. If you come out of Dragon Spirit's Secret Realm, said that he gained a lot of experience in it. This makes sense, and no one else can complete the verification. In addition, there are very few people who can enter the Dragon Spirit's Secret Realm. It is even very possible that only myself and the Genius Beastmaster from Eagle Beauty Federation are qualified. In this way, it can even help him confuse the public. After all, if there are too many people, it is very easy to find out the rules and patterns of rewards in Dragon Spirit's Secret Realm. But if there are only 2 people, then this uncertainty becomes much greater, and you can hide yourself better. The second way, according to what Tang Zan said before, go to Devil's Abyss for experience. After the Original Sin Monarch appeared, the experience that can be obtained in the Devil's Abyss has a lot of bonuses. Coupled with the experience boost buff of joining the SSS Level Guild Global Beast Familiar Association, it also makes sense to quickly level up. Only, according to Tang Zan's meaning, it seems to be in the form of a small team. Go to Devil Abyss for experience. In this way, it is obvious that the first method is more reliable. After thinking twice, Su Yang decided to adopt the first option. If the first option is adopted, the fewer people enter Dragon Spirit's Secret Realm, the better it is for me. At present, it is possible for the people who subdue the giant dragon before Dragon Spirit's Secret Realm is opened. Luo Linger, Makiko Asuka, and some beast masters from other countries. Quote, people who want to minimize the number of people entering Dragon Spirit's Secret Realm. Then maybe you can become a dragon hunter. Think about it. Su Yang opened the communication panel, found Bai Ling and sent her a message. Su Yang, Bai Ling, help me take a look at the current secret realm with giant dragons in Longxia. Soon, not even half a minute. Bai Ling passed the search results over. Bai Ling, my lord, the following is the current information about the Dragon Realm in the realm of Dragon Realm. Southwest Region 9 Rivers City Silver Dragon Secret Realm Xingyao Stage. Northern Region Anling City Red Dragon Secret Realm Star Stage. After reading the message from Bai Ling, Su Yang knew it in his mind. The Dragon Secret Realm is very rare in the first place. Only Dragon Kingdom has a dimensional crack, and a dragon accidentally entered the dimensional rift. Only then can it be possible to enter the human world and become a copy of the secret realm. Now, there are only 2 giant dragon secret realms in Longxia. Su Yang sent another message to Bai Ling. Su Yang, does the VIP of Bailing Temple have absolute priority to the secret realm? Bai Ling, that's right, as long as the brave man makes an appointment. Unless there is a 5-star job changer who is higher than the brave lord, it may be in front of you. Su Yang, okay, then help me make an appointment for Silver Dragon Secret Realm. Bai Ling, Mr. Brave, the appointment has been made successfully. However, there is something strange. Su Yang, what's the matter? Bai Ling, the top 50 people who have reserved the Silver Dragon Secret Realm are all people from Tianji Pavilion. See this message. The corners of Su Yang's mouth raised slightly. Really, there is no black dragon. According to Luo Linger's character, I will definitely try to subdue the silver dragon. The people who made the appointment were all from Tianji Pavilion. Presumably it was to create opportunities for Luo Linger. But, it is a pity, Su Yang is not only a hooker, but also a VIP in the temple. Lorraine, how unfamiliar. As for your own behavior, will he be retaliated by Tianji Pavilion? Su Yang didn't care about this at all. He is now an honorary member of the Global Beast Familiar Association. The status in the association is much higher than that of Luo Linger. Plus, he is also the VIP of the temple. There is an ultimate behemoth like the job transfer temple behind it. There is nothing wrong with challenging the Silver Dragon Secret Realm by yourself. Instead, it complies with the VIP rules of Professional Transfer Temple. Even if Tianji Pavilion had 100 guts, he wouldn't dare to do it. Moreover, Su Yang's eyes fell on the original Sin King Rage Sumail's flesh and original Sin Rage Sumail's broken heart in the backpack. A mild smile appeared on his face. More than 10 million blood volume. Close to the power of 3W. Unless it is someone from Tianji Pavilion who sent rank 7. Otherwise, he doesn't mind killing some people who don't have long eyes when slaying dragons. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.